Welcome back to another Straight to the Point podcast. Your girl Chelsea. I have Mr. Levi here beside me as my co-host today. And today we will be interviewing Tricia.
Hi, I am the honcho of KBK Teeth Whitening. It's new for me. I've been doing this now for about 4 months and I'm excited. But along with this, I have some other things I'm excited to announce as well that we could all benefit from. And I'm glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. Yes. So go ahead and tell the people just a little bit about you, where you're from, because you're not from Georgia.
Exactly.
So you're from Alabama, correct?
I am.
All right.
Well, I normally say Mobile, Alabama, but people normally check me. So let me say I'm from Daphne, Alabama.
Daphne, Alabama.
And I moved here almost 4 years. December the 15th will be 4 years. And I don't think I'm ever going to go back. I love it here. So I am going to be a Georgia peach. So I'm here to stay. So I'm a college professor. I teach psychology and sociology.
That's how we met. She was my teacher in college.
And I'm a mom hustler, wife, and I love all of it. So it brings out the best of me. But this is kind of like a personal thing for me. So I kind of get to do what I love to do. I love beauty. I love, skincare, teeth whitening, and I love to make my people look great.
And you blog about it too, right?
Yes, I do. I blog too. My blog is Daily Decisions of My Story. And on my blog, I talk about things that people are afraid to talk about when it comes to families, generational curses that I try to expose. And people kind of bittersweet about it, but a lot of times when you have kids and things happen and people just kind of want to put it under the rug, I don't like to put it under the rug. I don't believe in that saying, what happens in this house stays in this house, because that's what messes up our children. Yes. So for, my younger generation to be able to see you can overcome adversity, that was the purpose of my blog. It was never to expose anybody. It was to talk about the things, molestation, being mistreated, things that people say that in your childhood that will hurt you, they judge you, things that you do, the choices that you make. Those are my choices, those are my decisions, and it is what it is. And I've had family members to be mad about it, and I'm like, hey, this is me, this is my story, and I wouldn't be who I am without that story. So
exactly.
This is me.
Right on.
Well, you heard it here first. That's a lot, because I put up a post not too long ago about breaking generational curses as well. And I got a lot of backlash about it. And I'm like, but that's why we can't move forward, because everybody want to keep everything, like you said, swept up under the rug. We got to talk about it. You know what I mean? Get it out. That's why people are scared to talk about what's going on or whatever the case may be, because they feel like they're going to be judged or people are going to talk about them or whatever the case may be. Family members get upset. But hey, get it out.
And not just that, I had an incident that happened a few weeks ago, and the same thing. It was like, why would you say that and be mindful of what you post? The past is the past. I get what you're saying, but just like you have a beautiful daughter. I have a daughter, and if I didn't share the things that I experienced and she went through it, who would she have to go to confide in, to talk about it? So, hey, I've been through it. Let me help you, and don't let anybody make you afraid to come and talk to me, because I'm your protector.
Exactly.
You're going to have friends that's going to tell you, I'll do this for you. You got outsiders, and I know I'll be your mom. That's not the case. Exactly. And then you have other men that come in and outsiders that come involved, and they're blessed to have somebody like your husband and have a father figure. Everybody doesn't have that. So when you bring somebody else into your home and things happen to your children from that person, they don't know what to say, because you're showing love to this man, and regardless of what I say, this is who you love the most. This is who you show your love in everything too. So I'm not going to be that way, and I wasn't that way with my children and anybody else's kids. My daughter had bought several of girls from high school, from college, and other places that was more so like, Mom, can you just talk to her? And I felt good as a mother, but I tried to be that sacred thing for her to come and talk about everything. Things happen in families, you can't control it. But again, nobody ever told me until I made that post, well, I was raped too, or I was molested, I was sodomized. Well, I didn't know that because you didn't share that with me.
Exactly.
Had I known that, you went through that, I would have had somebody to come and talk to, but I couldn't confide in you. I couldn't come to you and say, hey, this person is doing this to me, because I didn't know. Well, instead of you talking about it like I do, you chose drugs, you chose crack, you chose the streets. That wasn't my outlet. My outlet was to help somebody else overcome whatever it is that I went through. And again, it was never to expose anybody or to put anything negative out there. that's my story, and my story has helped so many people.
Yeah.
And if you go onto my blog, you'll see the comments. You know, I was at this point where I wanted to commit suicide. I wanted to I was in a bad place, and with reading your story, I would have never thought you went through this. But thank you for sharing this with me. I can kind of see the bigger picture now. So
I saw the post that you were talking about, and I saw all the comments under there too. I think I liked it or loved it or whatever the case may be. But and that's what drew me to you in class, because you were always so real with us. Like you told us about you being molested in class and stuff like that, and I was like, man, this woman's real. Like she gonna give it to you straightforward and everything. You know what I mean? She would always be like, y'all better be strapping up when y'all out there doing what y'all doing, and like she's very straightforward and blunt, and like you said in your bio, you say what you mean and you mean what you say, and ain't no way around it. Like
literally, and the thing is, you can't be that way. A lot of times people can't handle who I am. Like, you know, you're too outspoken, you're too worldly, you're too loud. That's just me. I can't help it. Even in the classroom, you know, my black students, my white students, anybody I come in contact with, I try to be as real and as open as possible. And that's I can't help it. That's just me. I love it. I can't change it, but it is what it is. So.
Yep.
So touching on what you were just saying about your blog and all of that, why do you feel though it's hard for people to, well, all right, put it to you this way, like dealing with molestation or abuse, you have those individuals out there that may have said something. Now you go to that protector, whether it be a mother or father in those scenarios, and you go to that person and you confide in them, and they choose not to believe you or get upset about it or get distraught about it. What do you think could be a solution to something like that in that type of scenario?
And actually that was one of my situations. I tried to talk about it, and you know, the person made me feel as if I was lying. Right. You know, why would you lie? He would never do anything like that. But if you never exposed me to these things, how would I know what's being done to me? And I know it was inappropriate, because I don't even know. I'm innocent. I'm 12 years old. So what am I supposed to know? I'm coming to you. So I had to apologize to this man, like, you know, and then live with this for 2-3 more years and look this man in his face, and he know what he had done to me. Right. But at the same time, it put I was at a bad place, and it put a blockage in my heart towards the person that should have protected me. Right. I'm like, you know, I came to you, I confided in you, and your job was to protect me, and you allowed somebody to hurt me. And after I told you, I had to continuously look at this person in the face. So to avoid that, always be aware. And ask your kids, just like, no, you're not supposed to be touched like this. Let me know. Right. I won't be upset with you. It's just so much that people overlook out of, because he loved me, or he rubbed your back the right way, or, you know, I'm doing what I got to do because I got to feed you, or, you know, I don't have but this kind of education. Sometimes I get that, but your job as a mother, a father, or even a guardian is to protect that child. Correct. By all means. Correct. You love them, but who do you love most? This person, you know, that's harming my child mentally, physically, whatever the case may be. Right. You know, what can I do? But just like you say, you know, to fix that, get to know the person first before you bring them around their kids. And if somebody's coming to you, a child is talking to you, and you know this child is not being exposed to certain things, that's an alarm right there. Right. What's going on? But if this person feels like, regardless of what, you love this man or this woman, regardless of what I say, that person is going astray. And that's what I did. Right. So I look for love in the wrong places. And I start to build this hatred in my heart that I shouldn't have towards people. And when I see it happen, it's hard to deal with. It's a hard pill to swallow. So when girls come to me, that's why I'm so like, I'm weak for females, like, you know, that's going through it, dealing with these issues, because I know what it feels like for somebody to call you a liar, or this person wouldn't do that. And then years later, they found the truth, and it's like, you know, I'm sorry, I never thought this person would do this. Right. Well, you can't fix that damage. You can't repair, you know, what has been damaged to me mentally. And as you get older, things happen. And it was a situation where, even with my husband, he couldn't touch me a certain way because it would trigger certain things that he would do to me. Right. And it was more so like, you know, why didn't you tell me? And it was just out of embarrassment. I couldn't tell you this has happened to me or this is what I went through.
Right.
But once we talked about it and got past that point, he understood certain things, so he wouldn't do that or let me know, hey, I'm behind you or I'm a certain way. So.
Right.
You know, and that's something that I had to care. Even now, things happen. It'll put me back into that place. And then when I get to that point, I'll pull over from writing. I'm in my car, and I always carry my journal, like just my story. This is like the background on my page.
Right.
I write it down. I talk about it, and when I write about it, it's like I'm releasing. It's like birds just flying away. Everything it releases. And once I post that blog, it's like, okay, I'm free from that now. I've shared that story. I've exposed it, and it's out there, and I don't have to carry that on my back anymore.
Right. Makes sense.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
I think the best thing about it is you're right though. I mean, being able to talk about it or having that person or whoever to confide in and getting it out, because having it bottled up,
it's a lot. And as the years pass, you become a bitter person. You become angry. You won't trust people. You won't trust me. Yeah. Everybody has a flaw. You're looking for that one wrong thing. Yeah. You know. Then if you have kids, at my daughter, I'm overprotective. This person can't be around her. I'm watching everything. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you can't wear this, you can't wear that. That looks too grown. Mm-hmm. And it was like, Ma, you know, I'm 18 years old. Like, this is what I'm supposed to. And I had to kind of back off and allow her to be her. And I couldn't allow the things that I deal with, you know, rub off on her. I just had to be open with her and let her know, you know, I'm here. Nobody will ever come before you. You are my priority. You and your brothers are my first. Nothing else matters except for that when it comes to protecting y'all.
Yeah. I mean, I know me and Chelsea have multiple conversations about things of that nature, just being parents in general. And, you know, we debate all the time, you know, about certain things. Not just her, but even good friends of mine, we debate the same things as far as when it comes to parents and parenting, as far as, especially what you're talking about, coming from abusive homes. And it was like I told her like a few weeks ago, I feel like a lot of parents nowadays are selfish and not selfless, because it's not about, when you become a parent, it's not about you anymore. It's about the child. What's best for your child. Always be mindful of your child. What's going on with your children. And it's, I don't know, man,
you really can't trust people. Like my daughter couldn't, if anybody had a father, and yes, I like the 2-parent households, but if they had a father or a brother, she couldn't stay. Because I just know what could happen. Yeah. You know, I wasn't comfortable with it. I just didn't allow that. My house is what they consider to be the party house. I'd rather them be at my house and me pretend like it's the party house and be nosy, like everything is good. But I'm tuned into what's going on. Like, nah, your mom's so fun. Yeah, she's fun, but she's also nosy. Like, I'm watching everything. So yes, come here. I'm always
she's shaking her head. Yep, that's
my husband is like, you pick up everybody's kids. Who child you gonna bring home now? You're adopting, and he knows I just have a heart for that. So if I know if they're at my house, I can watch them. I can protect them. I don't care if it's not my child. If you're at my house, you're mine. Right. And not to me, if I can't hit your child like I do mine, they can't come to my house. Because if I whip one, I'm whipping all of them. Like nobody is free from getting this smoke. Nobody. Like everybody's gonna get this. Everybody. But and the kids, they love. Even now with my son, my daughter, my oldest are off in school. Even with my son, kids come over. Can I spend the night? What you cooking? Like what? Can I have a snack? Go in there. He's like, look. Really? Like we just gotta last us. But I'm like, it's just a snack going. He was like, there you go, taking in somebody else's kids. But I know that they're safe. So it makes me feel good, because the voids that I have now have just been filled because I'm able to give my kids what I never had. And that was like my biological mother. A lot of times when you don't have certain things, you know, like I would see my friends go with their moms to go eat dinner, like, dang, I wish I had that. You know, dang, I wish I had this. So my daughter called, I'm like, yes, let's go. I'm at the mall with her. I'm like, man, so this is what it feels like. But I'm in the mommy shoes instead of being in the kid shoes. But I still feel like a kid all over again, just by her allowing me to be in her life in that aspect. It's just it's mad crazy, but I love every minute of it. I do, every minute of it.
And she does, because all you see on her stories, on her page, everything is her kids. And it'd be funny because I love how it's Tiger, right?
Yes.
The boy?
Yes.
Every morning when she packs his lunch, she leaves a little joke in there, knock, knock, who's there? Your mama. And stuff like that. And I just be dying laughing. And her biggest pet peeve, You see the teeth whitening. She hates for somebody to take the toothpaste and squeeze it.
Yes. Oh, it drives me crazy. And he will squeeze it like right in the middle. I'm like, oh. So I have to buy him his own toothpaste. So like my husband has his toothpaste, I have mine, and my son has his. I'm like, don't touch my toothpaste. I can't take it. Like, it's a pet peeve of mine. Like, it's crazy. And even like with my husband with my teeth whitening, he goes, well, I just got me some more toothpaste. It's charcoal. I was like, I need my $20 for my teeth whitening. You're not getting it free. He was like, what? So he bought the charcoal kind. I was like, get my money and you can get this. You know, you pick your battle. You can look like this or you can just stay looking like that. But it's not going to do what this do. So that's always like a fun thing for us. And even with our relationship, it was at first, it was rough. And I'll tell anybody, of course, nothing is perfect, but it took a long time to kind of let things go and get past that being overbearing, being so independent, being so like naive. Like, it took a lot for us to get to the point where we're at today. But I had to learn to have fun and laugh, enjoy, and be silly. And as you can see, like now it's to that point, like I'm always just having the time of my life because it's just so much that goes on. But it also allows our kids to see a healthy relationship, a healthy marriage without the fussing, the cussing, you know, the beatings, and things that I had to see growing up as a child. For my kids to see the opposite means everything to me. So that was pretty much like, that's all that I just dreamed of, was giving them a different life, and not by just buying the material things, the latest J's, because I don't buy Jordans.
I just saw that post, the Christmas list. I was
like, no. You know, I get them the necessities. They get their wants too. They're spoiled, but I like to give them more so the love, that family ties, start our own traditions, do things that I feel family should be, and that's what we try to give all of our kids, even with our oldest when he comes in. You know, we try to even establish that with him, that bond that we just both of us long for. Even with my husband, things that, you know, he has dealt with. It's like my kids like, Mom, what has happened? Daddy has changed so much. It was, we had to find that happy place and cut anybody out that negative, going to people, talking to them about your marriage, your situations. We had to cut all that out. You know, we get over, we talk about it, boom, it's on to the next day. But it was hard at first transitioning into that mode, but we're there, and it's like, I love it. So like I said, we have fun and we enjoy it.
So I remember in class, were you married before? Okay, so how was it coming out of that past marriage going into that new marriage?
It was,
and having to retrust, and you know,
it was the best thing ever. When I tell you, it was like, wow. So it was like, this is what it's supposed to be like. You know, the first time was a trial. And then the second time was like, boom, this is how it's supposed to be. This is, everything was just, I couldn't ask for, you know, a better relationship, you know, a better, not just a husband, but a better helper, a better friend, a better supporter. And that's what, you know, that's what he gives, and that's how it's supposed to be. But at first, when you're young, you're doing your thing, he's doing it. Everybody's just in the world, but it's like, you know, how I was never shown the right way to do it. So it was through trial and error that I had to learn the right way to do it. And we finally got it right. It was like, yes, we got it right.
But yeah, and then like, just tell everybody a little bit about your children, because you got your cheerleader at Clark Atlanta. Isn't she the captain?
Yeah, she's a cheer captain at Clark Atlanta. She has her own thing going on, her own little swimsuit line, and even with her for her birthday, that was one of the things, is to prepare them. You know, instead of working for somebody, you know, having your own business. So that's why I ended up getting the eyelash serum or AQD Brow and Lash treatment, and it works. As you can see the post on my Instagram page and on Facebook, you see the results before and after. I love my customers' feedback, and I'm always posting that. So it's here. And good thing I brought two, because I didn't know we was gonna have little mama with us. So she get to get her own brow and lash. But that's what this is, and this was for her. So on top of her doing that, I allow, you know, her to still be her, but I also invest in her as her mom, and to show her, like, somebody have to invest in their kids, put that money into them. I don't mind buying the clothes, the makeup, and it's like throwing money away constantly. They want this makeup, that makeup, these clothes, but I was like, you know what, this is hers, and this is why I invest in it for her. So it's the AQD Brow and Lash, and it's on my Instagram page, KBK_Keisha. And I posted on Facebook as well. You can see the results, and it works. So this is hers.
What does KBK stand for?
KBK, so Let me remind you, I hadn't always been Tricia.
Uh-oh.
I've been Keisha. So KBK stands for Cocaine by Keisha.
Oh man.
Yeah, so you get where I'm coming from. So you know what color it is. It's right, it's pure, it's gonna do its due, and you know it is what it is. So the same thing you get from that, you get here. It was like, how did you come up with you're like kind of classic, kind of hood, but it was like I had to be me, and my family called me Keisha. So when somebody called me Keisha, they know me, and I wanted my customers to be like, to get to know me, know, to understand like this is who I am, this is Keisha, I can have fun. And that was just a part of me. That was the other life, while getting ready to be, Miss Daly in the classroom and Miss D. I had that life before, but I was able to be me without having to, put this little mask on. I hate wearing my mask. I try to take it off in the classroom when the door closed, and it's like, oh my God, I hate having to just be this way. So Cocaine by Keisha stands for, that's KBK. Cocaine by Keisha. Y'all know the real.
And when she say that about the classroom, she's true, because I remember I was slacking the first semester, maybe. And I was like, Miss Daly, what can I do? And she was like, you gonna have to do your work. That's what you gonna do. And then I ended up passing with a good grade, actually. And she was like, what was this at the beginning? Like what?
Literally.
Yeah. And I'd be like, I don't know, I was just slacking. I got kids.
She was just being late, so I had to work. I had my babies had this going on. This baby was sick. I was like, all right, Chelsea. And the thing is, y'all always talk about having my black students. They give me the most hell.
No, because some of them would be like,
yeah, but like she really was. She's a hard worker. Like she came in, she didn't even lie. I was like, look, I had to work. I got this going on. I got these kids. I'm trying to get there. I got to help my husband on this end. I'm just trying to make it happen. So she gave me. She was like me. Like I tried to get my work done, but I had to work. You got to feed your kids. You got to take care of your family. And I tell anybody, it takes two to run a household. I'm not gonna lie to you. It takes two. Even like I say, a lot of times, even some of the small arguments come from that one person trying to handle everything. And when I tell y'all, when that 2 income hit, it was like, for real? I should have just went to McDonald's if I knew who was gonna do all of this. But that's just what it is. So I understand when you can't come. My thing is just be honest with me. Let me know what's going on, and let me help you. Where if you can't come, well, give me this or email me this, and I got you. Yeah. But when you see me some BS, and I'm like, come on, now you can't slicker like I done been there. I told y'all I'm Keisha before Tricia, so that's just what it is.
So let me ask you this, because I read a lot of psychology books too. What really got you into studying psychology?
To be honest, my upbringing, the things I encountered growing up as a child, like why is things like this? Why are families so divided? Why are families so separated? And why allow the things of your past, dictate who you are? And I just kind of got into reading, and I love to read, so I just got into this mode. I wanted to learn more about psychology, and then I ended up doing sociology because it deals with society. So the things that you deal with at home affects the way you handle society. And psychologically, I started to read people. Anytime I'm in a room with a lot of people, I sit back and I watch. I kind of, even with my students, I observe them when they're coming in. I kind of get that body language. And when something is not right. And even not just that, when you get around men, and I'm with my daughter, I watch people watch her. Like, it's good, but it's not good. I watch people watch her. I tell my husband, like, something is not right with him, or something's not right with her. It was just a thing for me. And all of, everything I dealt with, growing up, I apply all that into the classroom. Even when in my blogs, when I write, I use all of that. And psychology was like, that's for me. I didn't even want to be a teacher, to be honest. It was like, this is my calling. This is what I was supposed to do, and to help somebody. And I get so many emails, like, you wouldn't believe the things that I've been through, and just to see you go through that, it gives me hope. And I didn't even plan to do any of this. It just happened. I was like, yeah, yes. And I just love it. Like I eat, breathe, and sleep. And I'm always reading stuff. My husband goes, you read too much. You always reading stuff. I read. I just read a book, finished last night, called Dear Martin. And when I tell you, it gives you a whole new outlook whenever you have a young black son and you're trying to show them a different world. And it was like, regardless of how we try to show our kids something different, the world will still remind them that you're still black, no matter what you do. So he was writing these letters to Dr. Martin Luther King. Every time he encountered something, he was trying to better himself. He'd go back home to the hood after going to a predominantly white preparatory school. Or they're not going to accept you. They're not going to be this way. And I even dealt with that.
Right.
It was like, well, dang, regardless of what I do, I'm still going to be black in somebody's eyes. I'm still not going to be accepted by everybody. And I had to let that go. Like, you know what? This is me. Right. I can't, if you don't like me, that's on you. But you have to be a bitter person, because I'm the easiest person to get along with. And I'm a people's person. My husband will tell you. Anywhere we go, I'm like, here she go talking to somebody again. My kids be like, dang, everywhere we go. But I had to learn to, not let what people say about me, think about me, affect how I handle other people and how I deal with them. I have white friends I can call them, if I can call them my black friends, Whitney being one of them. People tell me, oh, you hang around a lot of white people, you this. No, I hang around people that love and accept me for who I am. I don't have to deal with the sly jokes or things that they said they think is funny. I just be me. Right. And I don't have to worry about that. But I've had students to ask me, I'll never forget, I had one to ask me when I walked into the classroom. He said, can I see your credentials? I said, excuse me? He said, well, can I see your credentials? He's like, well, I was always taught blacks are not qualified to educate me. So me being me, I said, how about you withdraw from this class and you take the evening class? Mind you, I'm the only black that could teach this class. So when he came back at 6 o'clock, I said, welcome back. Like, you're not gonna check me. I'm gonna be nice, nasty, and I'm gonna be petty with you too, but that's just not gonna happen. But by the time he finished taking that class, he went from being in this little bitty bubble to being here, because I had to expose him to our culture, and I would put him in a group with all black. Like, you're gonna see, you're gonna see the other side of your world. Right. I want you to see what it's like to be, in a black person's shoes or Hispanic person's shoes, and then I would put my blacks in his shoes. I wouldn't just do it to him. Right. I would be fair across the board, and it was like, wow, like I never saw it like this. And he apologized in the end, but I tell you, I did everything I could to fail this kid. He passed. Oh, man. He passed with a flying A, literally. Everything. He went above and beyond with his projects, his discussions, his threads. Like, this kid was phenomenal in the classroom. But it was all because of what he was taught at home. It starts at home. And that's what I'm saying. It starts at home. If you don't expose your kids to certain things, we're setting them up for failure. I've had friends that they're black. Their kids only know the white culture. Then when they get into the classroom, they don't know what to do, because then the world is not all white, it's not all black, it's very diverse. Correct. So just giving them that exposure was the biggest thing for me, and that's another reason I feel like I've been placed, in this little teaching bubble. Like, somebody's got to do it, and I know you're going to do it. I will always buck the system. You tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do the opposite. Like, I've always, even as a child, you tell me no, I'm not supposed to do it, I'm going to do the opposite, because I want to see what's going to happen. I'm always that person.
I think that's a beautiful thing, though. I think those are the best teachers, because when you walk in the classroom, whether high school or college, and that person standing at the top of the class can teach you about things in life as well as the curriculum, that's the best of both worlds. Exactly. Because when you go back to it, like, all right, you're off in the world doing whatever you're doing, that person that taught you about, whether it be science, math, or whatever, they also gave you some real game about the real world, because this is the real world you're going to have to go out here and deal with.
Literally.
That's what's really preparing them.
That's absolutely. And the thing is, I have more white students that tell me, Miss D, like, you don't understand. I've learned more from this class than any class I've ever taken. Can you teach all my classes? I wish I could, because the money would be great. But it's just the idea that they don't get that in high school. They don't prepare them for the real world, how to deal with other cultures, and how to be able to handle, the cultural norms, what's abnormal. Like, you can't walk up to a black person, oh, let me just touch your hair. No.
We just had that discussion.
You can't do that. Yeah. But then, what? Well, how can I get my hair like yours? You can't. Mm-hmm. This is greatness. This is that black girl magic. But they don't understand. You could take the music, you could take the makeup, you could take the clothes, you could take all of that stuff, but it have to be in you. Excuse me. And I teach them to be that. Even with my black girls, I tell them, you may hang with this person all the time, you can never be that person, because once that door closes and reality set in, you're gonna be in for a rude awakening. Yeah, you are still who you are, and I'm just sorry. It's gonna be that way. You can have all the white friends you want, you're still not going to be accepted by their parents.
Yeah.
This is a new generation we're in. They're more accepting of other cultures.
Yeah,
but they
true.
have their parents and their grandparents, and it's like, I don't understand what did I do wrong? What this person is a good person, yeah, but this person is a bad person. But can you tell me why? No, because they're black or because they're this. So they don't understand. So when I tell them and I show them movies like Black or White, I show Remember the Titans, I show The Hate You Give. I've had students sitting there crying like, oh my God, I actually was able to see it with my own eyes, what it's like, to be a black person, to have to deal with certain things. And I've had someone get up and apologize. I was like, I did not mean for that to happen, but it just happened. And lately I've been showing Tyler Perry's his speech on BET when he made the comment about wanting to fit in at the table, and nobody's like, I don't want that table. Let me go and build my own.
Yeah.
When I played that video in class, you should have saw the mouths of those students like, wow, this man is actually like, he did that. And that's the only thing I want to be able to give them, something to look forward to. You can build your own business by something small. Even when you're building KBK, I've been using this stuff for a year and a half, and people ask, how? And I started thinking, if everybody else is doing this, why not start having my own business and using, and I started buying products and getting certain things. And I had to do it for me to let them see you can still be educated. You can still have a job. I need my benefits, my 401k, my retirement, but I also want to be able to have my own business. And it's funny because yesterday I have to show you, I was about to purchase an item from Marketplace from this lady, and on Facebook, everything, my face has kind of got the little cracks in it. And she wanted me to come to her house. I was like, I'm not coming to your house. I don't know you.
Right.
Let's meet in a mutual place. She goes, well, I'm very well, and I live in a prestigious neighborhood, and I'm this. I didn't say nothing. It took me a minute, and I said, you know what? Let me just respond back to her. I live in a prestigious neighborhood. I'm a college professor at such and such school. I have my own business, and this is my business. When I tell you her whole demeanor changed, it was crazy, because you saw this black woman on this little bitty screen. You telling me because I should be comfortable coming to you because of you being, this person, and you hold weight. I don't care about you holding no weight.
Exactly.
Where you from or what you have, that don't make you any more important than I am. But that's what our kids don't get.
Exactly.
So, me having my own business, me, being in the position that I am to be able to help others, change their mindset, be able to read and share things with them. That's what I enjoy most. I want them to be able to see greatness, to see you could be anything you want to be. People tell you growing up, well, you'll never be shit. You'll be just like this. You'll be just like that. Well, guess what? That's what you say.
And that's what you are. That's
what you are. So
there.
when you do and tell me certain things like that, I'm like, Chris Brown, look at me now.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you calling me these names. You telling me, oh, you're gonna be just like your mom. And my mom died of drugs, overdose. So I get that. And at one point I was going in that direction, but I had to realize, do I want my kids to have to deal with this? Who would take care of them like I take care of them? And I would have to change. And I had to create a better me for not just me, my kids, but also even for my husband, because I wasn't always the perfect, the perfect wife or the perfect person. It was just, I had to find that, and I had to realize I had to stop trying to prove everybody wrong and do it for me. And that's when I became happier. I don't care about what nobody have to say. You love me, you love me. If you don't, I don't care if you're a family, friend, or foe. I don't care. Like, I'm at that point in my life now, and that's where I'm at my happiest. So I love it, every minute of it.
And I want to touch on like the black and white thing, because me as a server, I work with this white guy, and he is country as all get out, but he dates black women, and he had a table of black people, and they said he was treating them a certain kind of way because they were black. So at the end of the meal, like, I think the manager ended up paying for stuff and everything because they was trying to say he was treating them, bad. So he wrote them a little note apologizing, whatever the case may be, and put a picture of him and his black girlfriend in there and said, by the way, I am not racist. And when they came back in there, they apologized, whatever the case may be. But I was like, you shouldn't have to go through that. Just because you country and you white as all get out, don't mean you don't like black people. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
perception.
Yeah, exactly. Perception. And that goes with society. We see certain things, and even us as black people, we are even racist towards other people and each other. Like, I hate it, but that's how it is. Okay, this person, because I have friends that that are in interracial marriages, relationships, and it's like, oh, this person like me because I'm black. You never know this person struggles. I have met people that are poorer than I am, and they are the most real, and they're white. It's like, how can you accept this person? Because this person is they act just like me. They don't try to be
Exactly.
something else. And even with the server guy, you know, for somebody to treat him that way, it's not fair to him. You know, was it really him, or were you trying to get a free meal, or were you trying to use that racial card because, you know, that will be a thing. But even speaking for him, being married to a black woman does not justify you not being racist.
Yes,
A lot of times we make situations bad for ourselves. And no matter what, and there's no telling what they said to him or what they done to him to make him feel uncomfortable. Because we could say some harsh things to each other. I've had look here, man.
We do.
I've had some white waitresses and waiters, you know, to be rude. By the time I'm done being friendly, I kill them with kindness because that's how you have to get people. You can't always come back negative or be a certain way. You have to learn to just kind of feel, okay, you're not comfortable, but let me make my situation great, because I don't want you doing nothing to my food, so I'm not going to be mean or be rude to you. I want to handle you accordingly, but you know, for him to have to deal with it, it makes it hard for him to go back home to his black girlfriend. And so, you know, I had to deal with this because they thought I was a racist. I can imagine that hurt coming from him because he may not be a racist, and still he had to deal with the repercussions of what other people and what society has said, that because he's country, because he's a redneck, he's racist. No, I've met some white people that will ride for me. Like, I'm telling you, like, Whitney being one, like, you don't get no black in Whitney. It's like,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so, you know, they have to deal with a lot too. And when they go somewhere with their black spouse, you know, being uncomfortable, then their race telling them, you know, you're the N-word lover or you're a traitor. No, I have to go with who loves me. Because y'all met people that just because I'm black, they may not treat you the same way somebody else may treat you. So you, just because this person, well, you need to stay in your race and date in your race, that's not always true. Because this person loved me, they make me a better person, I'm going to go with this person. I don't care what color their skin is or what color, you know, they are, their family. I don't have to date you, your family. I'm dating you. And that's what people fail to realize. And even in that book, Dear Martin, he talked about that. He fell in love with this white girl in the book, and he was afraid to take her home to his mom because she was like, don't bring no white girl to my house. But when he realized being with this girl made him a better person, he's like, you know what, I can't go, you know, with the world or with society, what they say. This person loves me. They made me a better me. You follow your heart. You can't follow society because they'll turn their back. It never fails. They'll turn their back and be gone in no time. And it's like, oh, who do I have left? I have nobody. You know, and people have, even in our marriages, people tell you, at one point I would get mad and say this about my spouse. Now everybody mad with him, and y'all done forgave each other. Y'all back friends.
They still mad.
They still mad. So you had to learn to deal with it, chunk it up, and just keep going. And that's where so many of us go wrong. Even like for him, you know, he got to go home and be uncomfortable telling her the situation. And I know it's uncomfortable for him.
Of course.
And then she got to come back and try to explain to him why her people are that way. And yeah, people don't understand, and that's their way of thinking. I can't help what my ancestors did. I can't help what my family did or what they say. I can only help my situation. So accept me for who I am or not. And when you're in an interracial relationship, that comes with it.
Comes with the game.
It comes with the territory. It comes with all of that. But again, you have to be a strong person. You got to have the skin, the feathers of a duck, like leather goods. When it hits you, it's going to make or break you. It's either going to roll off your shoulders and you're going to keep going, or you're going to cry and like, forget it, I'm just done with it. It happens.
And I remember one time she came home from school and she was like, my friend at school said his dad's going to help Trump build the wall. And I'm like, you can't be around people like that, because what if they daddy or whatever have an issue with you, then we all gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's not your friend, baby.
Yeah,
you gotta.
I'm gonna have a new outfit. And that color gonna be orange. Orange doesn't go well with my complexion, so I'm just gonna, you know.
Oh man, come on, man.
I'm telling you, you know it.
Y'all don't see that as an opportunity though.
Well,
I mean, because if like you said, using as an example, that's an opportunity. She's coming from that side. She's on this side. That's how you can get your understanding. By y'all communicating and having that dialogue, instead of just saying, "Oh, you like this. I need to go this way," and then she go the other way.
Well, sometimes everybody, when you grow up a certain way and when you're taught certain things, in your mind, that's right. That's right. So you don't know somebody's going to argue with you and tell you, you know, well, that's not how it's supposed to be. Well, you were taught A, I was taught B.
Right.
We're going to continue to clash. But again, to agree with you, it does create an opportunity to be able to communicate and okay, well maybe it shouldn't be like that. Let me tell you why I think like this, or you tell me why you think like that. And then let's come to create a median to be able to see, okay, how can we break this? How can we make things great? How can we, when I say make America great, how can we all come together and be one? You know, at school we could do this, but I don't want you to be this way with me at school, and then you got to go back home and be that other person, because at the end of the day, somebody's gonna slip.
Right.
Somebody's gonna say something inappropriate, and then I'm gonna be in jail. Because it's just gonna happen. And even like with my son, we had an incident that happened. All my son, most of all his friends are white. He had 3, Whitney's son Bryson, CJ, he had maybe 3 or 4 that's black, and he had an incident happen at school last year, and I felt bad because I didn't prepare him to respond back.
Right.
They were in the classroom. They had like the learning session. They do like the different little dances to teach them the songs, and the kids retain it. Well, the little boy told Tiger, "Oh, Tiger, those guys, those rappers are black. They're just like you. You're black like that corporate." Tiger was like, "I'm brown." Like, "Oh, what you saying?" And I had to explain to him at that moment, "No, baby, you're black."
Right.
And it hurt me as a parent to have to tell him to separate his friends and be able to differentiate between the two. But he's like, "Mom, but he's like, my sister Peach, you mocha, and I'm brown." I was like, "No, baby, don't work like that." And that's when, you know, us as parents, we try to teach our kids to love everybody. They don't teach their kids to love everybody. And so I have to tell them, you treat people how they treat you. If they're ugly and they're nasty, then you stay away from them.
Right.
If they treat you with love and respect and with kindness, and then those are your friends. Those are the people you want to be around. But even not just that, the teacher will contact me for everything. She didn't contact me for that situation.
Exactly.
She says, "Well, I talked to him about it, and I thought everything was fine." I said, "Obviously it wasn't, because I wasn't at school. He came and talked to me about it, so he knew it was wrong. He knew it was an issue." So the first thing the next morning, I'm emailing, nothing back. I gave her till lunchtime. Nothing back. Okay. Email her again, and then I add the principal in it. I'm letting her know, let me copy her. It wasn't 5 minutes, I get a call back. "Well, no, we teach them about, you know, being social." I said, "Yeah, you teach social skills, but do you teach racism and what's right and what's wrong?" Because had it been Tiger saying something wrong, you would have contacted me immediately. And not just that, it's learned behavior, and he has learned it at home. So you don't, from now on, if you can't, you know, you can't contact that parent, but yeah, let's have a meeting. "Oh, we're not gonna worry about it, and there are kids." I said, "I'll tell you what," I told Tiger, "the next time he call you something inappropriate, you tell him your mama." He was like, "Mom." I said, "What did I tell you?" He was like, "But Mama, that's not, what did I tell you?" I said, "If you get in trouble, I'll handle that part. You just do what you're supposed to do. I got you when you're doing right."
Right.
And I even tell my oldest that when you're doing right, I got you, whether it's good or bad. But somebody, you know, come at you the wrong way, you handle your business.
Right.
I got you. We'll deal with everything else later. But I didn't want to have to do that at this age.
Exactly.
All they see is football. They see sports. They see going outside playing with everybody in the neighborhood. Now he got to go out there and listen for, you know, them, you know, throwing racism or them saying something inappropriate, and then him figuring, how should I respond to this? He'll come home, "Mom, I don't know if this is right, but they said this, and I don't know." I said, "Well, Tiger, that's inappropriate. You don't say that." So now he knows. But I would tell him, "Quick, you defend yourself. If their mom come to me, I got you. The school called me, I got you." But at this point, I don't think we should have to be in a place to tell our kids to separate, you know, black from white. But in today's society, we can't help it. These kids coming to school like
early.
I'm like, look, no. But we have to do that. And I hate that so much, because we didn't grow up like that. Like you said, you've known Whitney for years. We grew up in an era where everybody, we had white friends, black friends, but everybody did everything. Yeah, you had racism, but it wasn't like it is now. And they're just so open with it. And, you know, we try to teach our kids to be one way, but then when they get away from us, they got to deal with being totally different. And then my son has been the only black on the baseball team, and I'm constantly listening to parents. I'm just constantly like, I'm waiting for the wrong thing to be said. It's like, just say one wrong word. But I had to stop being so defensive, because that's their ignorance.
Right.
I say it's a difference between a Negro and a nigger. So sometimes you can call him one back, because at that point he's being ignorant. Look it up for yourself. He was like, "Mama, you sure?" I was like, "Really, son?" "Yes, I'm sure." But they don't, all they see is that N-word being thrown around, and it's being inappropriate. But people have become so comfortable with 45 being in office, and they think it's okay to be that way, and we're supposed to accept it. I'm not going to accept you being disrespectful.
Right.
However, I can be nice nasty with you and put you in your place from an educated perspective, because like I did with the lady yesterday, you're not going to handle me and check me, and I not come and check you back. Especially when you're trying to make me feel like I'm beneath you because you live in a prestigious neighborhood, because you have some type of pet group. Okay, I have that too. But I also have this, and everything changed. A lot of times, and people will see you and they automatically judge you based. This is how going to class. This is me coming to class.
It is.
I don't put on a 3-piece suit. I don't put on a dress. I want to be comfortable. I want to make my students feel comfortable. So when they see me, it's like, what you do for a living? Yeah. And I get the oh, okay then. Well, you can come to the Kentucky Derby. You can come and do this. No, I don't want to come because you didn't invite me before you realized what I did or what my husband did for a living. Now it's you're welcome to come here. We get the invites, and I felt some type of way because when you thought I was a regular, like some of them call me, oh, you're not the typical black person. And I'm like, what do you mean the typical black person?
That's that perception again.
It's crazy. That's what I'm saying. They look at you and judge you like, no, I am who I am. And if you can't accept me being this person, I'm not going to allow you to come into the world, of me being the other person that have a status or have title. And people don't want to accept that. We're not supposed to be great. We're not supposed to be educated. We're not supposed to be 2-parent households. We're not supposed to raise our kids to be this way. Our kids have already been labeled.
Yeah.
So, and that's what makes me work harder towards my kids, especially the boys, because I read an article about 3 years ago, and it was like, for any black boy that cannot read, write, or do basic math by the 4th grade, that determines how many prisons they're going to build.
Wow.
They've already labeled our kids to say they're not going to be anybody. So I'm harder on I'm harder on the boys. The girl I didn't have to worry about. Even now, like she gonna do her thing. But for those boys, it's like you got to get it. They're already saying you're not going to be anything. You're not going to be a nobody, and I hate that.
You know what? You're 1,000% right about that, because I had in high school, I had 2 teachers, especially one in particular. Her name was Yolanda Clay, and when I used to tell you, she used to be on me every day, didn't cut me any slack. I was like, man, this lady hates me. And then one time after class, when everybody left, she was like, no, you stay behind. And she said the exact same thing that you said.
Yes.
She was like, you got to understand, you don't get no shorts. You have to be on point every time, all the time.
Literally, you have to be on your toes at all time, because when we go into that break room, we talk about y'all. Yeah, we do. Like, you have this, and I have, even if you are a bad student, I was like, oh no, don't give me any problems. I'm like, I can kill them.
Yeah.
But when I get him outside that classroom, now I want to get you outside the school so I can really say what I want to say. But now I become comfortable with saying it to them, like, come over here, let me talk to you for a second. And it's like, Miss D, I'm so sorry. But they'll come in, they pants sagging, the hood on their head. And my husband, he when my sons take their head off at the table, pull their hood off, like, and I would say, you're being too strict, you're being too mean. And I had to realize he was preparing them, to be gentlemen, because people look at that and they judge them based off of that. So when our boys are in school and they acted a fool, they automatically want to give them an IEP, put them in special ed. They want to give them, because, okay, my son, he a typical boy, tied a little kid's shoes up and he get up, the kid fell. Oh, he have behavior issues. He's
goofy like his mama.
He's just like his mama, but it was to the point where he's having issues. So she goes, we had a rough day. I said, please elaborate. Oh, he was just busy doing what? He had too much body movement. I said, are you serious? But it was the petty things. And I was telling my husband, this lady is racist. He's like, you said that about everybody. I said, no, I'm telling you. And the incident happened. He was like, okay, by most of the time you're wrong, which I am. I will say that. I know he could probably watching, but I will say that it was like, okay, I got you right this time. So to the point where he was like, I'm going to the school this time. Because they think they don't have a father. Because most of the time, it's us going to the meetings. We're going to have lunch. He's like, no, I'm going this time. And he's like, well, I ain't signing. Literally, he's like, I'm not signing that. He got up and walked out. I was like, oh my God. He was like, I'm not signing that. I'm not going to agree to what you're saying. And that was the whole thing. So when he changed schools, this kid went to being like missing the honor roll by a seat. But it was just, they didn't want to be bothered with our boys. The behavior, even them being silly, everything was an issue. You breathe hard. Oh, he breaking pencils. Hell, I bought 150 pencils. If he's not disrespecting you or disturbing you, let him break the pencils. But it's the small things that they do to our babies. And we as parents, if we're not interactive with our kids or at PTA meetings or at curriculum night, we'll never know. So yes, I want them to be harder on him, because he had a black teacher year before last. He was like, "Mama, she's just always on me." I was like, good. I understood why she was always on him, but he didn't. I make him read. He's doing his I'm constantly gonna give me 30 minutes of this. We're gonna do this. And he gets so upset. But he, like you said, you didn't understand why she was that way. We see and know things that you all don't get a chance to see and know. And because again, we as black people don't like to read, but I love to read. They don't want to go in there and read articles unless it's drama or World Star. They don't want to go in there and read what's happening to our kids, and that's where they drop the ball. You have to be able to intervene. You got to read. You got to be in the know, because once they realize that you in the know, they'll back off.
Exactly.
Literally.
Because we had that issue with one of ours. Javen, he's a class clown. I can say that. But it got to the point where he was getting negative dojos every day. She's writing me every day. So I said, all right, I tell you what, I'm going to come sit in the classroom and see what's going on. Oh, no, we don't need you to come sit in the classroom. No more negatives. Once I threatened to come sit in the classroom and see what's going on, no
that
more
was me.
negatives.
I'm coming to lunch.
No more,
Peeping in the door. I want to see.
And then, like, the very last one that we got was he busted a kid's nose or mouth or something. And so we had to send him to the office. And I said, why? She was like, I don't know. All I know is I saw Javen, the boy's mouth or nose or whatever was busted, and he said Javen did it. So when we got there, I asked what happened. The little boy kept pushing him, and he kept telling him, stop pushing me, stop pushing me. He was either white or Hispanic. He said he kept pushing him, so he turned around and clocked him. But they didn't see that part. They only saw his part. Yeah.
They see the reaction.
So
see the
I'm like, well, once I told her I'll come sit in that classroom, everything changed. Oh, that's no, we're fine.
Because you're involved. Once they see you're not involved, your child will be the one that they pick on. And even with that being said, if you think about it, our schools are already set up like a prison. And what I mean by that is they got to be there at 7:30. They're told when they got to have lunch, when to have snack, when to have recess. They got to walk in a single file line. They can't talk in the cafeteria. I'm like, what the hell are they doing?
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not going to be in class, and I know I'm going to talk to you all. Look, Chelsea, girl. But our kids, they can't talk in lunch. They can't be this way. They're already preparing them. It's just like a prison. There's this exact same thing every day. And we as like they don't want to accept that fact. And we have to show our kids, show them how to eat properly, how to carry themselves a certain way. The thing, because nobody's going to show them that in school. They can't even write in cursive. They took that out of the schools. They can't write in cursive. Homework, hell, I got to get help type with his homework.
Right.
I'm like, I need a tutor. But that's the thing. Our 2 + 2 is 4. That's not their 2 + 2 anymore. It's so hard that by the time they get to the age they can quit, they want them out. They want to push them out, because I know the plans I have for these children. So I'm preparing them. So whenever you get some that come through high school and go to college and become successful black men, it's like, we got a beast on the mold, because they're not going to back down. Yeah, they can shoot basketball and play football. I'm cool with all of that. But son, your study's going to come first, because they don't think you're going to get it. So if you're not dribbling a ball or throwing one, you mean them no good. Once they get hurt, what they do with them? All right, on to the next. They become, how athletic dummies. They're giving them that seat so they can play on the basketball team. They can play on the football team. No, I'm not accepting a seat. I would take a C if you tried and didn't get it, but I'm not accepting anything beneath that if I know they're giving it to you to be able to play sports for them. It just doesn't work like that. But again, all parents is I want that money. He gonna make me rich, or she gonna make me rich. I gotta have that check. No. He got to be able to run his own business. He got to be able to withstand his own. So if he don't get this job, how can I create a hustle, to make more money? How can I do something different, to be able to bring some type of revenue or income coming in? And we don't teach that. Yeah,
that lasts longer than the football.
Literally. They go out there and get hurt. All right. Up next. And that's what they don't understand. They don't get it.
Because Kenzie was on the track team. Grades was great. Got on the track team, grades started dropping. Pulled off. My grandmama, my mama, you really gonna take her? Yeah, she's not gonna be on the track team if she can't keep the grades right.
Absolutely.
I'm not doing it. Your grades come first. Like, I refuse.
Okay, so just to change gears here for a moment. the dental thing. Let's dig into that. What got you started doing that?
Yes.
How important?
Okay, so for me, you know, I'm not sure about y'all, but growing up, you know, we didn't have the dental insurance to be able to go get to the dentist and have all this stuff done, and parents didn't have the insurance. So once I became older and, you know, having my own job and having, you know, dental benefits, I started like, I need to take care of my teeth. This is the first thing everybody sees are your teeth. And I'm big. I'm looking like, check out his teeth. I need to see. My husband, I am crazy about my teeth, but I'm constantly at the dentist's office from braces. My kids, I'm like, brush your teeth, do this. Nobody told us that. So, you know, we had fill-ins and getting teeth pulled and getting all this stuff done because, again, some things we as blacks don't teach the kids in our household the importance of certain things. Hygiene is big. So I'm really big on appearance and caring. So my daughter knows, do not leave home with no bonnet on your head without lipstick on. That's a must.
I think you have retainers in class,
yes,
right?
Yes. I wear them at night, but even like, you know, I just seeing that smile. Sometimes when you look at somebody, you can have a bad day and just smile, but I want you don't have a smile. I need you to have a pretty smile. Like, I need this kind of smile. Yeah. So, you know, I started getting into it, and I started, you know, using my product myself and having access to some of the ingredients. And I was like, you know, why don't you start selling this stuff? You know, everywhere we go, people ask you, you know, won't you sell your teeth? And I said, I'm just going to try to see how it works. When I tell you, I put it out there and I didn't expect for it to do what it did. It was like, whoa, I was not expecting this. My husband was like, I'm not benefiting from it, but you're using my water. You're using this to make it. I need my cut. I was like, don't play. So we start selling it, and then people start, you know, sharing the post. And I tell people all the time, even if you don't spend money, just a like, a share, right, that's more beneficial than you spending your money, because it's gonna get put out there. So I started sharing it, and I started going to different markets, and, you know, constantly taking pictures and posting them all the time. And people would ask, okay, well, how can I get it? So I put it out there, and it just took off. And ever since then, I've just been busy. Every day I'm shipping, I'm doing this, doing that. So then I asked, well, what do you do for your lashes? And I went into that. I was like, okay, so I just combine them together. So sometimes I just throw in an extra, whatever. But our girl back at home, they was like, well, what's inside? I was like, well, if I tell you the ingredients, you're going to make it yourself. I can't give you no money. So I had to end up, you know, posting the ingredients to it, because the girl was sued, you know, for eyelash business, that she put a girl lashes on and the girl got an infection, whatever. So she was able to sue. So, and I did post the ingredients, but then I said, you know what? Let me just back off, because I can give you the ingredients. You don't know how much of this, how much of, how much of that to put in. So I ended up posting that, and then once I put the ingredients out there, the sales really boosted. Able to say, oh, I'm not allergic to this. I could use this product. I can use that product. And it just kind of went from there. And so every time I'm constantly talking about it. The only bad thing I regret about it is people envy you. They get jealous. I've had my page reported, and, you know, this happening, and, you know, this business page, and she shouldn't be doing this. I had to go and verify. So I was like, yo, is it really that serious? Well, I'm not supporting her. She's not gonna be, you know, living good off me. I'm gonna eat regardless. I'm gonna live good regardless. One thing I can say, if nothing else, we play a lot, but he ain't gonna never ever let us go without. And if he can't do it, I'm gonna have his back and do the same thing. So that's definitely a plus. But people will get jealous. So for a while, I had to back off from posting. So I started going to my Instagram page. But Facebook was like, well, you have to get a business page if you continue to do this. So I had to pull away and back off from doing it, because people was jealous. I'm like, I'm trying to help you, and half of the ones that's upset, you need this. You need this product. And then I was paying $160 every 3 months to get my teeth whitening. I brought the little light thing that they put on their teeth. I went to company, I got that. It was was it Kenya's? Brought that, burned my gums really, really bad. Like, it was crazy. So a student of mine was like, you know, Miss D, while I work at the dentist's office, I have access to this. And you know, I'm always working my magic. Like, you got what? Access to this? Boom. Bingo. So I started using it, mixing everything up. And the money I was paying $160 for, I sell it for $20. And if I have to mail it. But if I don't have to mail it to you, you need me to pick up, it's $15. The $5 covers, you know, the postage and all of that good stuff. But I'm saving you money. And I was spending so much money trying to get white teeth, because I'm always talking to people. I'm always teaching, interacting with people, and my teeth are just the most important thing for me when I go into the public eye, people ask all the time, hey, I'm black, white. I've had students to see me in class like, what are you doing with your teeth? Can I buy it? I was like, well, I can't sell it right now, but go onto my page and order it, and then I can sell it to you from the page. I can't bring it here and give it to you, because then, it'll be an issue. Because we have to sign a contract with that. So I had to be mindful of whenever I sell it. So people ask all the time, and people started sharing, they started posting. I've offered the product to people for free just to post on their page. And someone that I reached out to, I was like, really? It was like, well, no, I can't use anything. I can't put this on my teeth. Mind you, I have sensitive teeth. I use Sensodyne, but the fact that you didn't even have to use it. You could have just been like, okay, I'll take it and let me just share it. People won't even do that because they're afraid you're going to get ahead. And of course, it's always us. It's like that crab in the bucket mentality.
Yep.
And I had to deal with that for a while. And my girlfriend, Sharon, she's like, Trish, when you get them in, I need to talk to you. She say, don't do this, don't do that, go and add this. And when I did that, she was like, I told you. So I had to go in and start blocking people. And I put where you can actually share certain things. So I had to go and edit my post and, edit images and put like my logo behind it. People would come in and send me stuff. I was like, is it really that serious? But it really was. So you're about to pay somebody $160 instead of giving me the $20 to give you this. But then you'll get somebody to buy it for you. I had one girl, she got somebody to buy it for her because she didn't want me to know she wanted the teeth whitening.
It ain't that serious.
Yeah, she did. Then the thing was, she got in there where she spent this amount of money. I'm like, no, you didn't. That's my product. Yeah. But I let her be great. I didn't say nothing because I'm going to take your $20. I don't care who you are. We don't have to ever talk. But business is business. You don't have to like me. I don't have to like you. But as soon as you want to place the order, here you go. Exactly. I'm going to give it to you. I don't mix the two. It's not even about that. But people will do that. So that's, like I said, it's to save money. I've had, I use it with my son. I make posts with him. His friends, families, and people use it like, it's like constant. That's cocaine. You know what to do. So that's, hey, can I get an order? Hey, can I get this? I don't like the Nino brown or white teeth. Like, I love it. I love it. It's like the Nino or white teeth. So I love it. So for me, it was something that I enjoy. And when I enjoy doing something, I give it my all. Yeah. And that's what I did. I gave it my all, and it just kind of took off from there.
Well, there you have it.
Yep.
See, I don't know. I've been trying to like, because I be seeing it and I be like, man, it looks interesting.
It is.
But I be scared. But I'm going to do it though.
Yeah, I want you to do it. You're going to do it for free. I don't want you to pay for it. I just opportunity. So all it is it's a paste. It looks just like this.
I saw you making it one day.
Yeah, I make everything from scratch. And everything is done by hand. And you put it on, you brush your teeth first with your regular toothpaste. You put it on, you brush your teeth with it. And this one should last you 2 weeks. You do it once a week. I do mine once a week. My neighbor do like every other day. She's obsessed with it. I'm like, yo, she's like, I said, you gonna mess around and strip the enamel off your teeth if you keep using it like that. But she uses it like that. So, but yeah, you just brush your teeth with it once a week. That's what I do. And you can do it twice a week and it should last you. So one kit will last you a month. You're doing it once a week. But again, she get 2 or 3 at a time because she uses it and her kids use it. So it's definitely worth it. But I was spending $160 with my dentist office using this on a daily basis. I was like, okay, I can't keep spending this kind of. My husband like, look, this is not gonna work. You spend too much money. And then he saw these little lightning kits and stuff. So it was like, you know what can I do? And hit the jackpot.
Boom, boom.
Yes. So
yes. See, and it's funny that you said that about reporting pages because I remember one year, because he does photography too. So one year he did my maternity pictures, and someone reported my maternity pictures. I'm like, really?
Are you serious?
Yes, they reported me for my maternity pictures.
Wow.
And I was like, what in the world? People post stuff like this all the time, but when it comes to me, y'all want to report us. Like, that's crazy.
That's the envy and that just. I'm like, yo, what do I have to make you feel this way or that? What's the issue? Because whatever I got, you can have. Work for it, get it. Like we trying to get this.
It be them. It don't be us.
Exactly.
It be them.
It's crazy that people will just stoop that low to feel that uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable with you or with what you post. You are threatened by a picture. Like you're threatened by me hustling or me trying to feed my family, and you're sitting there trying to figure what can I do? How can I be like that? Let me go. You maybe photography may not be your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Go find you, and when you do it, you take off with it. But people don't want to do that.
Yep.
I want to be like them. How can I get what she have? You can't get what I have.
You gotta get your own, baby.
Well,
That's like people trying to tell you, he's married, but I want to try to date this guy because, you know, I want to get what she got. Guess what? It's not going to work like that.
And
You're
that's
not
what
going to
I
get
told
what
her.
she got.
We got this because of how, you know what I mean, we work together and everything.
Absolutely.
And I said, just because we drive this or we live this kind of way, if this person was to come be with you or whatever, it might not work out the same way.
Exactly. You don't know the struggle.
Exactly.
You don't know
we
what
had
we
the
had to
struggle
go
to get
through.
through that.
Literally,
Yes.
it was a point. Like I was talking about this other night, and this guy was trying to date my daughter. I was like, "Man, he's military. He got this." He's like, "Yeah, he got that, but what about her?"
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "I gotta take care of her." I was like, "Don't do my baby like that.
Yeah.
She worked. She got her own stuff." But he's like, "What I'm saying is, you know, it's okay for her to date somebody that doesn't have anything." I said, "No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to give her some flowers and stuff. So we want her to be treated.
Yeah.
But we give it." I said, "Yeah, we give her that. You give her that as her dad. She knows she's supposed to be treated, but." If she's dating somebody, she's supposed to know what it feels like to be gifted, and she's supposed to gift as well.
Uh-huh.
But it was like, with him, he was just like, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, Tricia, we didn't always have this. We was living in an apartment based on our income, subsidized. We've been there. So, hey, started from the bottom, literally. And and that's when they had to hit me like, you know what, he's right. She can get somebody and build with this person and grow with that person. And I forgot all of that. All I see now is my child ain't gonna go through what I went through. She's not gonna struggle, but sometimes we have to let them struggle to appreciate certain things. And I'm like, yo.
Me and somebody have that conversation all the time. Somebody likes to act bougie a lot.
Don't do that, because that's what my husband say.
Hey, I'm just saying.
He was like, oh, you too bougie for this? I was like, well,
No.
get some water out the faucet. I don't want no faucet water.
No.
Oh, you too bougie for faucet
Yeah.
water? I was like, oh.
Man.
Yep. Or
But-
he'll be like, look, somebody's having something, you want to go, and I'll be like, I don't really want to be
That's
around
me.
them kind of people.
That's me.
Or-
He was
Them
like-
kind of people
Yeah.
that look just like you.
But no, it's not the same. It's a different, for instance. It's a different.
We've grown.
Yes, you grow out of certain. I was the one. I'm standing on the chairs, and now I'm like,
Oh my
Really?
gosh.
Y'all doing
I'm
that?
like, you ready to go? Oh, really? Not miss. I'm on the chairs. I'm about it. Now you too bougie. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just
Man,
saying, like, you
come
know,
on.
you're not taking me to Dunkin' to Baskin Robbins and guys. I want to go to Brewster's. He was like, oh, you can't get Bluebell? That's what I want. What I want. Once you get exposed to something different,
I want
what?
Jenny's.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, I'm just saying. I'm not eating noodles. I'm not eating Vienna sausage. I don't have to eat that no more. It's your fault.
Right?
Oh, it's
Y'all
our
done
fault.
got
Yes.
us to this point.
You can't tell me I could have steak and eggs and you want to mess around and give me a bologna sandwich. I don't want the bologna
Not
sandwich.
anymore.
Hey,
I want steak and eggs and I want some onions and cheese on that too. So I'm just saying.
hey, all I'm saying is this, and I tell Chester this all the time. There's nothing wrong with what y'all want. There's one time, amongst all the other times y'all getting steak or whatever now, one time, it's big issue for one time.
But I'm just saying, sometimes we will about the little bit. It may just be a bad day. Like I like what I like, and I can't go back to
Spoiled.
Yes.
And that's what he be like, you spoiled. I be like, well, you made me this way.
What
You
you
made
do?
me this way.
Same thing with the kids. Well, I don't eat this. He's like, since when? Well, since when we had to eat it. I mean, what you want me to do?
Right.
I don't want that. I don't want to eat this or drink that. He was like, man, this is ridiculous.
Yep.
Y'all,
You helped get me here.
That's exactly. You don't brought me a certain brand of water. It's just gonna sit there. I'm not gonna drink it.
Y'all gotta cut that out.
What?
Y'all gotta cut that out.
But
But
that's
he
the
hates
thing.
to order for me.
Oh, my
Because he's
husband.
like, you need this condiment, that condiment. If I miss one condiment, you
Starbucks.
ain't gonna eat it. I'm like,
Starbucks. He's like, order your own stuff. Cause I'm not doing this.
Yeah, smart man.
Get this. Yeah, order. I ain't
Smart
asking
man.
for all that. I'm not just. You gonna get it the plain way. Add what you want when we get home. Well, don't get me nothing then.
Right.
I want it this way. But I'm just
Chick-fil-A.
saying.
Let me tell you, I surprised Miss Daly because she loved Chick-fil-A, and I surprised her at school with Chick-fil-A one day, and she was like, "You got this wrong, but thank you."
Yeah. Had to deal with yourself there for a minute, huh? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Thank you.
but now, so you know, it's not that. It's just that when you come from a certain place in life well, living in a trailer, certain places. Well, the thing is, when I go back home now, it's not that I think that I'm better. It's just that when you've been exposed to certain things, to go back, I like to go back and play cards, fry fish, and talk trash. But at a certain point, I ain't drinking Thunderbird and Kool-Aid no more. I'm drinking wine.
Not the Thunderbird.
What? I'm not drinking Mad Dog 2020. This is what I want. I bring my own wine.
Not
I bring
drinking
my own
them, not
this.
drinking them 211.
Yes. I'm just saying, it's like, oh, you too good to drink this? Yup.
No,
Say what
but
you want to say.
I say that, and I'm on her about that in particular, because God bless the dead, my real good friend of mine, Sweet, told me, we was at work, and he told me, he's like, look, we all gonna grow. Some of us are gonna grow. But one thing I'm gonna tell you, you need to always do. Always go to the bottom, visit the middle, visit the top. That way you'll have that balance for the rest of your life.
Now, I absolutely agree with that. And even when it comes to my kids, they be like, Mom, how you deal with this? And I feel bad because I never took them to that bottom part. So now when I go places, it's like, now my daughter, she get it. Like, she sees somebody in need or whatever it is. It's like, Mom, I brought this person this. I gave them food. I did this. She get it. But my son, I don't want to go back to Mobile. I don't want to do this. If he go back to Mobile, I'm ready to go back to Georgia. My daughter's like, Mom, I got to get back to the city. And my husband's like, you did that.
Yep.
I was like, well, I mean, you got to understand, like, when they go back, it's hard for me to explain to them that everybody's not gonna speak proper English. Like, they're not gonna dress like you. They're not gonna act like you. Y'all go to Walmart and you mad because they in pajamas and you embarrassed, and they don't understand why you're embarrassed because I've taught you something different. That's their norm, and I had to teach them, what we do. People don't understand that. Yeah. I used to be the person when Christmas time, I'm trying to get on Facebook to buy all these gifts to show out for the book. Now we planning trips, we make memories. I had to learn from other people. Right. Like, it's not about buying the gifts and let me make you give a gift back to somebody that needs something. But it took me a minute to get there. I was like everybody else. Oh, my kids had the best because they ain't want. I'm punning stuff, trying to get them gifts. I'm like, dang, I sure need my necklace back. I need this. I gotta wait till tax time comes to go get my stuff out the pawn shop, or to go pay their loans back just to be able to give them what, quote unquote, what I never had. No, let me give them what I really never had. Experience life. Yeah. Experience other cities, experience certain things. Yeah. And that's what I had to learn how to do. Now it's like, dang, where we going this year? And I love that. I stopped traveling home for the holidays. Let me create my own tradition. We now Christmas morning, we have a Nerf gun fight. I cook breakfast, we chill. Right. Thanksgiving, we may do the cabins, we may go to New York. We do different things, but it's like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. Now we have to deal with, oh, y'all too good to come back and visit. I'm like, no, we're not too good. But when we come home, it's the same thing. Going to somebody's house, everybody buying an outfit to sit in the living room. Somebody gonna get drunk and get mad. It's no.
But when you do that, you instantly remember, oh, it used to be this all the time. Yes. Now I'm happy that I got this. And the appreciation is there.
Yeah, you appreciate that, but it's hard to go back to that. You don't understand how hard that is.
We've gotten to that point too, because we used to be the same way, Christmas tree full, but now you getting your shoes, your clothes, and you get to pick 3 things.
That's what we do, 3 things.
3 things. Yeah. And then like this year for Thanksgiving, we're going to Colorado for the week. But then Christmas, you pick your 3 things, get you your shoes and your clothes. We're going to eat and chill.
I don't even get shoes and clothes.
Really?
You pick 3 things. Your shoes and clothes could be one of those 3 things.
Oh, man.
But the thing is, these kids get every day, every week. My son, Mama, look at these new shoes came out. Look at this, look at that. My daughter, Mama, can you cash out me $20? Well, Mama, I need this. Mama, I gotta have that. Yeah. And we give it to them. And we hadn't always been able to give it to them. But it had to, my husband is like, no, I give her this amount. That's all she get from me. And he mean that. Yeah. Now, me on the other hand, he said, now you get paid once a month. If you're broke by the end of the 2nd week, that's on you, because you shouldn't be giving them. They don't want for nothing. They don't need anything. And that's hard for me because I have a spending problem. Yeah. So when I give them the money I should be keeping, he's like, that's on you. I'm not giving you nothing. If you got gas in your car, I'll do that. Yeah. It's groceries in the house. You can't eat out. That's on you. It's food in the house. Make a sandwich, take a lunch. I'm like, yo, take a lunch? Take a lunch, baby. He's like, yes, you can take a lunch. But that's when I had to come. That was like a reality check for me. But again, trying to give them what I never had. And now I'm broke and they living their best life. Yeah. But it's hard. So when people look at me and criticize me for things that I do, I'm like, y'all don't understand having to cry and kids teasing you, or you didn't have this and you
Yep.
trying to share clothes with your cousins and they at a different school, so I'm gonna wear what you wore last week.
Yep.
I'm like, yo, I don't know, I'm not. When we go, yeah, if I'm in Walmart, I get clothes out of Walmart still. I get different little things out of there, but I can make it look nice. But I can also too go to Cumberland or Toledo and get things that I want too.
Yeah.
But it again, I hadn't always been able to do that. But it's like now my husband go buy me something. I'm like, really? You buying this for me? He was like, really, Trish? So I had to learn, like, okay, thank you, and I just kind of put it to the back a little bit.
Oh man.
Right? Because
I'm done.
see, he's the type that he's like, long as y'all look good, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Y'all represent me, and I
Yes.
get that. But it's times when I want him to look a certain way. He was like, I don't have to have all that. You got to have all that. I don't care about none of that stuff. And now he's like, I'm like Roscoe Jenkins. My family's so crazy. I love y'all, but I can't take no more. This is all I could take.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't understand the movie, but now that I'm older and I see what it's like to go back, he's like, when I go back, I miss everybody. I see them. I get that out of my system, but it's time to come back to my world.
Yes.
Because everybody can't handle our world. This
That's
new
true.
life,
That's true.
being in a marriage, having a healthy marriage, and showing your kids what it's like to have fun, game night, movie night. Everybody think that's y'all not regular black people. What do you mean? Because they've been taught that we shouldn't have this, and no, I'm giving them what I don't have.
Yeah.
So it's easy for us to be able to do it, and for me to be able to jump in and intervene. Like, no, you're not gonna do that to my kids. They come little black Jesus. Mom, what they mean? Don't worry about it, baby. I got this. You're not gonna make him feel uncomfortable coming around family because he talk a certain way or he dress a certain way and things that we don't do that.
Yeah,
My
you know,
grandmother did that before.
we get that a lot too.
My
though.
grandmama told my kids, y'all too proper. We speak Ebonics around here.
Man, what is Ebonics? What? Son, let me put you on game. Let me show you
Grandmama,
something. Right.
No.
Right. And they don't a lot of people don't get that and understand. It's not that we teach them to think they're better, but who else gonna teach them that?
Exactly.
You're supposed to think you're better. You're supposed to think this way about yourself, and don't let anybody tell you different. But when you got family doing it, it's like, dang, who else they have except for us to show them that different life? So, like I say, for the oldest, it's easier for them to be able to differentiate between the two. But for my son, he's been spoiled. His brothers and sisters spoil him. We spoil him, and then where we live at, that's all he sees. So it's like when you go back home, Mom, I gotta get out the car. Oh, hell yeah, you gotta get out the car. These your cousins.
Right.
This is your family. But it's hard.
That's a good experience too, because he may have to deal with that in life, being in different places. You have to be able to move.
Exactly.
Jameer's like that though, because Jameer, he don't. Our 4-year-old, and then when he see like my sister's kids or something, he be like, why they do this or why?
Yeah, they be like, Mom, they can't let them play with my stuff. Mom, why you touching this? I'm like, Tiger, you can't be like that, son. He's like, yes, I can. This is my stuff. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yep.
When we go to restaurants and people think I'm crazy, we go with their friends. Their kids get steak. My son, no, you ain't worked hard enough to get a steak. You get this chicken tenders, hot dog,
You want mac and
pizza.
cheese?
What?
Oh, okay.
They like, you don't. We'll pay for it. No, I don't feel bad because I can get the steak, but he don't have a job to get a steak. He gonna get this.
Yep.
And they was looking at me like, oh, she for real. Yes, I am. We don't play that. Now at home, we may go, and yes, I shop at Food Depot. We get the family pack or put them on the grill. We don't have to go to Kroger and Publix. I'm sorry, Ingles. I'm about that life. But I still like to go get certain foods and certain things. But at the same time, my son know, like, when he go places, I'm going to get chicken tenders. Tyler, you can get a steak. He was like, nah. My mama will go crazy. But it's not teaching the difference in that. And don't just get it because somebody else is getting it.
Yep.
But that money can be put towards, because you're not going to eat that, son. You don't eat that at home. You macaroni and cheese in a cup, noodles, with Tostitos pizza, he eat that. Don't go off and try to show out. We're not doing that.
Yep.
No, we're not doing that at all. But again, to be able to take them back to kind of see what it's like to not have. We messed around and went downtown one day to my daughter, and I made the wrong turn and ended up on Cortland Drive. I have seen homelessness, poverty, but I've never seen it in that capacity. When I tell you, I'm driving and I'm crying, like, my husband's like, why you even, I didn't know I was gonna come this way. But it gave me a whole new outlook. You had babies and women, and the police was just out lined up to protect the kids, I guess. But you had people that was in the neighborhoods right there in the townhouses, they would get ticketed for even giving them food or giving them anything. I couldn't believe it. I've never in my life seen it. Told my daughter to take a ride. She was like, Mom, in my car now I have old clothes, shoes, and if I'm in that area going to visit her, have lunch with her, it's like, here, just, Mama, you can't just be stopping and opening your trunk and giving people stuff. I can't help it.
Yeah.
To see that and to know I was once the person that lights was getting cut off, hadn't always had food, had to go into the store with a pair of old shoes on and come out with a new pair. You fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
You know, clothes. I've been there. So I don't judge people, but until you've been there, you never really understand why people do so. I don't judge anybody.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't date this person because he sold drugs. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I don't knock nobody, to each his own, but people are so quick to judge. And until you walked in that person's shoes, you will never understand the why behind it. As I said, I've been through so much and I've experienced so much. I don't judge nobody. Like I ain't. It is what it is with me. I tell anybody. Like I could be around anybody. I could be comfortable in any environment because I've been in all of them. Yeah. But whenever you come out of that environment, like we say, we bougie. When you come out of that environment, to go back and look, it's like we appreciate what you guys do for us and how you spoil and take care of us and the kids. But at the same time, it's like I don't want to be reminded of that. I'm okay with going back, but I love where I'm at now. I even love the person that I am now. And it's hard to go back to being, you know, the person that's standing on the furniture and the chairs at the house acting a fool. I just can't. I ain't with all the loud talking, the fussing. I just can't do it. I just can't no more. People get into it now. I'm like, yo, we got to go. Like I just can't. Anytime, like any sense of uncomfort, I give him that look. He's like, you ready? Yo, let's go. He know. And it's not that you too good for this. No, I'm not. It's just that I have kids that's at home that need me to come back. I have a life. I have a career. I have so much that I need to protect. I'm not going to allow anything to affect, you know, me. And when I say me, that's my family, my children, my job, my career, everything that I'm doing. Any wrong situation can jeopardize that.
That's 100% true. But think about this, though. When you do go back, you know, you're going to have the ones, it's going to be the ones. But what about the next you that could be there that sees you and then a person you can give her?
You're right. So with that being said,
I mean, we got to think about that scenario too.
We don't think about that. All we think about is I got out of there and I don't have to go back. I got out. I don't have to go back. And it's hard to not do that. That's why I have that blog. And I give them a call, hey, check out my blog when you get a chance. Or check this out when you get a chance. And if you need me, you have ways to reach me on my blog. I have an app on my phone. If you message me on my blog, it comes to my phone and I can respond to you. Or give me your name. I'm a certified life coach. So if you need somebody to talk to, call me. Hit me up. I'm there for that because I've been there and I understand. But when you go back and people say, oh, you need to be talking to her, she in number trouble, and don't let that fool you. I remember when and that's what I don't like, the remember wins. See, when I get that remember when, I feel some type of, so now you feel like you can bring up my past, and then you want to tell them all the bad stuff. But no, tell them the bad stuff and how that bad stuff made me who I am today.
Right.
They don't tell that part. So I try to avoid, even like when my kids go around, it's like, remember when we used to do this? I'd be like,
see, but look,
we had that last night.
The remember wins, and that also helps you remember how you got up out of there.
Yeah, it does. And sometimes how I got out, I don't want to go back onto what I had to do to get out of that. So I try to leave that, you know, where it's at. And it's hard not to do.
I'm not saying it's easy. It's hard.
Make a way out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, I'm not going back to that. But it's hard. So. And I've met people I've shared my stories with, and then my girlfriend, Christy, she and I are about to start a little forum in the chat, and it's gonna step on a lot of toes. And
I hope so, because if it's not, it's not progress.
Let's Chat with Chris and Trish, and it's talking about this very thing, family. She's been through the ringer, and she want to go live on Facebook to start all this. I'm like, man, I
think it's dope.
It's a goal, but when I tell you it's gonna be so hard, man. When I made that post a couple weeks ago about being molested, so anything that you survive this, that one post caused so much damage to people. Like people in my family, like, why would you post that? And you got to be mindful of what you post. The past is the past. So that one, and all I did was share that post. So if I once we start going live once every 2 weeks, or things what she agreed on, let's talk with Chris and Trish. It's gonna be crazy. I may not have no family after that because again, I don't hold back, and she comes from the same situation, the same thing, and it's like, okay, how can we battle this? How can I say it without saying it? But there's no other way to say it but to just say it, and it's gonna make a lot of people upset. Well, and I've been fighting with that. You know, I've really been fighting with that. Like, is it really worth me jeopardizing relationships? But at the same time, how many can I actually help? Can actually see you could still be somebody despite the circumstances, despite the naysayers. Because people will tell you, people will ruin you. If I wasn't a strong person, you know, I don't know which way I would go.
Yeah.
Because, you know, not having my dad, so I know how important it is to have a 2-parent household. My dad was a 30-minute drive away, but he raised my sister. You had a choice to take me, and you didn't want me. But yet still you get this one, and then that's the one that's making you cry every day. Like, you know, what did I go wrong? But then you see him, the one that you thought was going to be this way. The first time I started getting into the streets and drugs was with my dad. You know, smoking weed with my dudes. I'm pushing for him. I'm dropping off. You know, I did this with my dad, but she didn't get to see that.
Yeah.
So stuff like that is going to be talked about. But how can you put this child over this child? How can you? But it happens every day, and people think it's not a difference.
And I'm glad y'all going to talk about it, because it's something that doesn't get talked about.
It doesn't. But then the thing I'm going to have to deal with now is, why would you say that? And you know, you should be mindful. Like, the calls I got, it was just crazy. I'm like, yo, really? So even like, I had an aunt to call me. She goes about the post. She goes, well, although that happened, didn't you turn around and have a baby? I'm like, yo, 12 and 13. I had my daughter at 19. So what do you mean? What are you trying to say? Well, I was this way. I had people to rape me. But how can you tell me?
That's not a good thing.
I'm like, how can you tell me? But you turn around and had a baby. Did you hear what you just said? Yeah. But that's that ignorance that kick in, where
hurting people, trying to hurt people.
Trying to hurt people. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm trying to help somebody.
Right.
And then when I made the post, another cousin of mine said, I'm so glad you posted this, because at one point I wanted to commit suicide because I didn't think that anybody else went through this. So when you shared that post, it was like, wow, you did this, and then we started chatting through instant message, and she couldn't believe it. But then that one post allowed her to come out of the closet. In the same family, people going through stuff, and they upset about it over a post. And I didn't say who was who or who did what. I just shared this post, and everybody took it personally because I stepped on somebody's toes, and they thought I was talking about them or somebody else, and it wasn't. It was about me and what I dealt with, and they all took it the wrong way.
They felt guilty.
They felt guilty, and then they didn't even know that I went through it. And these are aunts, uncles, cousins, and because nobody talked about it or want to share it, they all got upset. I'm like, what you mad for? Like, what did I say to you? I didn't disrespect you. I didn't violate anybody. I shared a post, and I said, I will never teach my kids what happens in this house stays in this house. And it just flew off the handle. I was like, what did I do wrong? And I felt bad. My husband was like, what you feeling bad for? You can't control how people take certain things, but it just happened like that. And I was so upset, and it bothered me for the longest. I was, you know what, man, forget this. It is what it is. And I called Chris. I was like, Christy, let's go. She was like, you sure? But even with her on her end, she was the same way. Like, a lot of people gonna be upset about it, but because we're young, we're black, young black girls like your daughter see stuff like this. Okay, I can overcome this. I can overcome that. And people don't want to accept that. They don't want to accept the flaws. Nobody's perfect. We all have issues and skeletons in our closet. I don't care about talking about mine.
Right.
It is what it is. But some people can't handle that.
You know. One thing I know I've learned, and I know Chelsea has learned this too. Especially when you speak your truth and speak out about stuff like that, it's amazing how it weeds.
Man, I am like, oh, you this monster, you this person, you just turn against your family and people. That's all right. God will bring you back to reality. I'm like, what? And I hate to even talk about this. People talk about this thing about God, and no disrespect to nobody. They have their own beliefs. I say, and I'm not saying there's not a God. There's a higher power. And what I mean by that is, this God y'all keep talking about and raging about, you got these innocent kids being hurt or going through things that I went through, but he sees this. And an example, your older, your youngest, would you allow her to go and beat him and do things to him? What would you do to her? Exactly. So this God, and we're all his kids, and he knows this. Why would you allow your child to do this to your baby?
Exactly.
You know, so a lot of things I do question, and I have my beliefs, but I have to get out of the thing, because some of my hurt came from the church. and people saying this and people saying that and getting upset. I said, now let me just read things for myself. Let me interpret things to how I feel and what's comfortable for me, because I just cannot believe this person that everybody's beating you to believe in, beating you to be this way about, would allow certain things to happen. Yes, some things have to happen, you know, to give us that, you know, that equilibrium, you know, across the board in society. But at what point do somebody come in and say, okay, look, there is karma. What you do, you steal, somebody gonna steal from you. You kill, somebody gonna kill you. I believe in that type of power, but you can't make me believe that this person would allow people to be hurt, go through these things, and people suffering in other countries, these disasters coming through. What about the protection? And everybody, well, you gonna go to hell if you're not in church. That's why all the hell at.
Right. You got
everybody else want to talk about you.
Children.
Exactly.
Yeah, they say the worst. They say the worst sinners are at church.
Yeah.
Literally. So, you know, I had to pull from that, and you know, I would take things in our life situations. I would put those into scenarios, and I would take it from that. But you can't come telling me, if I call and tell you, hey, I want to commit suicide and I'm feeling bad about this. You send me a Bible scripture. What if I don't understand the Bible like that? What if I don't get it that way?
Yep.
So help, no, talk to me. Help me to understand. Help me to get past. Don't come tell me what I need to read. Or do you know this for a fact? Can you show me this? Did you see this? No, give me some, no, elaborate on this. And they can't. So I'm questioning everything. And that's what people don't like about me, because I question everything. I'm looking at my lens is totally different than anybody else's, and people don't like that. My family don't, I don't agree with what somebody in the family is doing, but they have an issue with me. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be okay with that. That's family. I don't give a damn who it is. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I'm not agreeing with that. That's wrong. So I'm the monster because I don't agree or I don't condone it. Oh, so-and-so got it. They about to, prime example. I graduated college. My kids was there. My best friend was there. But guess what? Somebody else went to jail. They had a whole cookout. Everybody celebrating. Somebody come home. Celebrate. You come into court. I'm like, but yo, I don't get it. Yeah. Long as you're doing bad or you need, everybody is there. But when you're on your feet or you're doing good or you're trying to do something positive, it's a problem.
Uh-oh.
And
cool with Chelsea. Right?
I'm like,
uh-oh.
I'm like, yo, this is not cool. Yep. But and people don't get that. And like I said, I'm always the one to buck the system. So I feel it. You're not gonna be okay with me, you know, with me agreeing with you. Okay, well, you won't keep my kid, but let somebody say they're going to the club. You want to babysit the whole weekend, but I'm trying to go to work. I'm trying to go to school, and you can't help me. I'm like, I don't get it. Yep. And that's what I said. That's why I always buck the system. I'm going to always go against the grain, because everything I got, none of them give it to me. I got it on my own. I fought for it. I worked for it. I prayed for it. I went through that struggle getting it. A lot of nights, a lot of debt with student loans. Everything I got, I worked for, and did nobody give it to me. So I'm not going to allow anybody to dictate how I move, dictate what I say, dictate what I think, how I treat my kids, how me and my husband we interact with each other. I'm not going to allow them to do that because they didn't give it to me. Exactly. Yeah. But when people do stuff for you, it's like they want, I did this. I don't ever want to hear that. Yeah. Without me, you wouldn't have this. No, I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm good loving you. Exactly. but that's how it has to be. The thing is, it's always your family. It always. People kill me.
Well, that's something else I've been preaching for the past 2 years.
Just because you
people really need to understand. People really need to understand. Y'all are relatives, not family. Your family is felt. You could tell who somebody that has your truly best interest at heart. You feel that. You know that.
That's family.
Just because y'all share the same blood DNA, y'all related. That makes y'all relative.
Right. And I never looked at it that way, because I have people that I can call them, if I can even call them my family, which is crazy. I have friends I can call, like,
that's family.
If I need something, hey, you need me to help you to do anything? Can I pick Tiger up? Can I do this? But I would have family that wouldn't even do it. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Yeah. And they get mad whenever you give somebody a shout out. Oh, thank you for helping me, or thank you for stepping in. I'm like, dang, really? So you mad about that? You want me to give you a shout out? If you're going off for a shout out or a like, it's for the wrong reason. Exactly. I'm not doing that. I refuse to do it. But again, I had to learn and separate it. So I tell my kids, we have each other's back, regardless of what the situation, how bad it may get. Because again, it hadn't always been good, but I had to learn. Going to family for this, I can't deal with this, I can't handle that. And that was the worst mistake of my life. Was running to people trying to get, you know, advice on how to deal with this. I'm like, what the hell? You never been married. You don't even have a man. How can you tell me how to get through this and how to fight these battles? No kids and what you will or won't do. I'm like, what? No. Yeah. But I had to go through that. I had to get past that, and I had to realize, girl, all you're doing is creating damage. All you're doing is adding fuel to your household, and you're this close to it booming. So it got so bad till I was at a point in my life where I did want to commit suicide. I did attempt to do it, and that was the dumbest thing I ever done in my life. I didn't think about my kids. I didn't think about, you know, the things I would leave behind, because I felt like listening to family, thinking I needed my family, thinking that, you know, it's supposed to be like this, and I was given this perception of how it's supposed to be. And the whole time was I was being prepared, you know, to help somebody. I was being prepared to show them you can get past this. I didn't think about any of that, and that was like the worst thing ever, because that was a low point. So when people tell me, you know, I'm at that point, I'm tired. Okay, talk to me. What's going on? And sometimes just a listening ear is all you need. Just hear me out. Just help me understand, what did I go wrong?
Listening without being
That's
judged.
it. Like, don't listen to respond to me. Just hear me out. You ain't got to say nothing back. Just listen. And it's hard to find people to listen, because sometimes people want to listen to throw it back in your face
or tell the next
that's
person.
It, girl. Let me tell you about this, girl. No. And my husband would tell me, he don't believe nobody coming to the house. It's been times he's told me, that girl ain't your friend. I'm like, oh yeah, she is. She cool. That person ain't your friend. And it took situations to happen out. He could say, I told you. Or he'd be like, I ain't gonna say nothing, but I know what he mean when he say, I ain't gonna say nothing. But again, them think, it's having a good time, it's a party. He say, watch what I tell you. And I gotta give it to him. Lo and behold, he wasn't wrong. That person wasn't my friend. That person wasn't this type of person. And it's like, wow. They see what we don't see, because we were looking for things that we didn't get over here. So this person gave that. It's like I left the base from work yesterday. I was like, babe, I'm going to stop by the mall or whatever. So I'll come and get you. He said, no, you go. That's your time. I was like, yo, you don't want to be bothered with me? He was like, no, that's your time. When I tell you, I had the time of my life just walking through the mall. I didn't have to have no friends. I didn't have to call nobody to go with me. But at the time of my life, I had to be with somebody, had to be with me. I can go eat by myself now. I can do everything by myself.
You ain't got to be rushed.
I ain't rushed. Nobody going to make the tell nothing. I ain't got to hide nothing. I could just be free. And that's the best feeling in the world, is to be able to be free. And if I need to talk to somebody, I'll talk to my husband. And he ain't going to lie to me. If my feelings are so, you'll get over it. And that's just it. But I had to learn, like, everything stays right here. When the kids having issues, instead of me talking to somebody or let me call this person, no, we're going to keep it right here. We're going to make this thing, or we're going to fix this thing. If my son is having issues at school, we're going to fix this thing. Let me stop reaching out to other people. But I had to go through some things to get to that point, to learn to keep it in my household. And it was nothing, when I say that, is to stop allowing people to tell me how I should handle my son, or how I shouldn't allow my daughter to be a certain way. No. I had to allow them to be free, because I was never given that. I've run away from home. I've done it all. And I tell anybody, I've done that because I didn't have what I needed, and that void I was trying to fill, I was looking for it in the streets or in all the wrong places, and ended up in some bad places and bad situations trying to fill that void, when all I had to do was just, be free and stop living to somebody else's standards and create my own, and create my own way, my own path. And that from that point on, I didn't have to worry about it. I had to learn let me start building my own business. Let me start getting an education. Let me start exposing myself to other people, different friends, couples, instead of me going with single friends or this person. We're going to do marriage retreats or go. When we started doing that kind of stuff, it was like, wow.
Breath of fresh air.
It was like, man, a breath of fresh air is not even the word for it. It was like, yo, people really have fun doing stuff as a couple, people with kids. But for the long time, I wasn't like that. It was, this is my crew. These are my people. And I had to expand my people and allow other people into my bubble. I was like, yo, I do not belong here. Now it's like, oh yeah, I could do this all day.
And that's what me and him, we had that conversation, because I'm like, back in the day, we used to get our friends involved or whatever the case may be. Now I'd be like when we have problems, we talk about it. I don't need like I talk to my friends on the phone, and if they got something going on, like they'll vent to me, but I'm not finna get in their business. I'm not finna tell you should do this or you should do that. I'm gonna listen because I done learned my lesson from that. You know what I mean?
And it'll backfire on you.
Yeah. And then like I'm not gonna talk to another man about whatever problems we got going on in the household try to get a better understanding. No, what we have going on is between us. I don't need you talking to another female about what's going on in our household, just like I'm not gonna talk to no other man about what's going on in our household. You know what I mean? Like that stays with us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If we got problems, we're gonna work through our problems. Yeah. If we got issues with the kids, grandparents ain't gotta be involved.
See, and that's what would go wrong. And grandparents coming in, or he shouldn't be doing that to them kids, and you shouldn't. No, I had to allow him to be a man because I have Tiger. I can show him certain things, but I can't teach him how to be a man. And my husband is hard as hell on him and his brother. I was like, dude, you ain't gotta talk to them like that.
Yes.
And I had to stop saying stuff to him in front of them. And say it in the bedroom, even if I'm upside, give him this look like that's enough. Mm-hmm. And he look at me like it ain't enough yet. I'm raising a man. I'm not raising no boy. And I had to just bite my tongue so many times and grit my teeth like, don't talk to them like that. He's like, the world gonna treat them worse. This is nothing. I'm preparing them. But I had to stop letting people tell me how he should and shouldn't talk to his boys. Like, no, that's what he's supposed to do. Yep. And when it comes to my daughter, he's like, nah, that's you. Mm-hmm. That's for you to handle. But when it comes to these boys, I got them, and I was like, man. Yeah. But I had to realize, and as the oldest one got older, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have said stop doing this or stop doing that. I was like, ugh.
See, like when they be wrestling and hit them a certain way, I'd be like, come on, bro, that was a little too hard. But
it was like, we was the exact same way. But it's like I said, it took a while to get to that point, but they need that. And like I said, we never had anybody, and I can't speak for your household, to show us what love is or how a woman's supposed to be treated, how we're supposed to treat our husband. And, well, I wouldn't tolerate this. I wouldn't deal with this. You better than me. No, you're not. Mm-hmm. No, you're not. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is what it is. And they say, he got female friends. I say, yeah, because his female friends can talk to me. He had people he grew up with, high school with. You know the difference. Yeah. I got guy friends. They'll call, what's up, sis? How my brother doing? Yeah. Put him up. Let me holler at him right quick. Cards, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And he knows. So it's like, well, I don't understand how y'all just be so cool. We don't have those issues. Yeah. We don't have that choice. If he go out with his friends, go. I want you to. I need my peace. Yeah. Go. Go watch the game with your boys. That was like, you cool with that? Yeah, and I'm not gonna call him. If you need a DD, call me.
My mother's girlfriend, she the same way. Like, you let him go to the strip club?
Yes. I'm gonna go with him too. Exactly. Let's go.
We done been together. Going. But tonight he going with the boys.
That's people are like, you okay with that? I mean, what can he do? I mean, I know what he can do, but I'm not worried about that. Yeah. Now, he got to come home. Exactly. I mean, I'm not worried about that, but I don't have that jealous. But people get so upset, and they are threatened by, like, how y'all just be so cool? Like, I made a post the other day. He was like, we was talking about gas. I like even numbers. And
oh yeah, it
was like 27.18. I was like, dude, why didn't you round my gas to $28? It's cold as hell out here, man. You better round these nuts. Somebody got mad. Like, he talked to you like that. So that's how we talk. It's just it's funny. We enjoy that, but people get so upset about stuff like that. I'm like, that's how that's that bond. He knows how far to go. I know how far to go with him. Exactly. And we enjoy that. But I'm not gonna constantly sit up. I'm not checking over. I'm not doing any of that because that all that does is you're not gonna leave, and you're not. Why even create that heartache? I'm not doing any of that. No. We're like, we enjoy each other. We go around friends. They look at us like we crazy. Yep. Like if I want to go dance, my husband don't dance. I'm dancing. Hey, you want to go dance? Just go. I'm swinging out. They was like, you cool? He was like, she love to dance. I ain't got time for that. Yep. And they just feel some type of way. But if you listen to other people, we would be in two other states. It was just, it wouldn't be. When we had to learn that. He even had to learn that. But again, it's a process in the society and us. Oh, I ain't letting mine do that. Mine's not gonna do this without me. I'm going wherever he go. No, I want him to go. I need my break. Yeah. Like, you don't want to go watch the game at Twin Peaks or go somewhere? No, I'm good. Please, I'll pay for it. Right. Like he knows he's the same way. Don't go play your makeup or something. Like, we just need that space, and people need that. But it also let the kids see you can still live a different life. You can have your friends, his friends, and our friends, and still have a healthy relationship, a healthy family, a healthy home. And that's what most of our black kids don't get.
That's real.
Some of them get that, but most of them don't get a chance to see that, you know, it's power in this household. We can be, I don't have to look at Beyonce and Jay-Z and say relationship goals.
Right.
No, I got my own goals.
relationship goals.
They got issues just like we have issues.
Yep.
It's
We
just
do.
not exposed. I'm just real. What you see is what you get.
Real.
These are my goals. We actually struggle to get to this point to where we're at now. So we're going to enjoy it. So if I see another young couple going through it, hey man, just it's gonna get better with time. Like if you gotta learn each other, you gotta grow, you gotta get through this, and they don't want that.
They don't want to go through that struggle.
All they is, I want to live just like that
Right now.
It's that microwave mentality. I want it right now. I
Yeah.
want this, and if he ain't got this, he gotta be able to do me. Look, hold up, sis.
I
What
saw-
can you bring to the table?
Yeah.
You want this man to have all of this, but all you bringing is your butt, your body parts. No, you gotta bring something else to the table.
That's real.
What? You got a job? You educated? You got benefits? And then don't say you have kids. So now you got to deal with baby daddy. You got to deal with the other drama. And so other than that, what can you bring besides your looks?
To the
Because
table.
that's going to fade.
Yep.
Gravity going to kick in. Wrinkles going to kick in. It's going to be days you're going to get up. You're not going to be so pretty.
Yep.
He's not. And they don't understand that all of that come with it. That it comes with it. And they don't understand that. As just, I want what I see on social media. I want it right now. And that's what has ruined our kids, our generation.
That's the thing I don't understand is how do you expect it? If y'all never struggled together, how do you expect to be together?
Exactly. You can't appreciate him going out there working hard or being a certain way. We fuss now. I got 9 loads of laundry. Don't talk about me. But I wash and dry throughout the week. And on the weekends, if I find time, I fold up a load here and there. But it's like, how? He don't trip because he know I'm working just like he working. Some days I come in, he'll cook. It may not be nothing but some tacos, but it's a meal.
Yeah.
I'm like, we don't have to go out and eat. But I had to realize that
threaten
we
me
were
with
saving
some
money.
tacos.
What?
Okay.
Tacos, you give me some rice and eggs. You just don't know. That's a rice, eggs, and man, look, living my best life. But people don't see that part.
You
Yeah.
thought that,
Yeah.
huh?
Rice and eggs.
Yeah.
I
mean,
love rice and eggs.
y'all kind of close.
Yeah, you thought
Alabama, Louisiana,
Oh,
y'all kind of close.
We just had that because we had rice and eggs for breakfast this morning. He was like, Trish, I ain't never had rice and eggs. What a grits.
Really?
I said, no, we had rice, eggs, and fried bologna, fried hard with a little pop up at the top, girl.
See, Louisiana, they do
Yes.
salmon, rice, and eggs
What?
mixed. I mean,
Man,
at first I was
gumbo?
like, what is that? And I was like, this is good.
Gumbo,
Okay.
chillings, we do it all. Like I do this. I went to was it Busy Bees for the first time for the Clark Atlanta homecoming week before last. They was like, you finna eat some eggs. Watch
Sure
this.
is.
And I don't even eat pork, but I would eat some chitlins.
Okay.
Like hot sauce. Can I have
They
this?
be looking at me like, chitlins.
Yes, watch this. I would go anywhere and order them quick. And I cook gumbo. I do it all. But
Yep.
again, these young girls, they want to go to a 5-star restaurant. Girl, I could cook all that right here for
Right
less than
there.
$100.
It's real.
And we still got some change left over. But it's just on social media, oh, I'm eating here, I'm eating now, posting this. But you got to go home and turn your water on with a set of pliers. You got to sleep on the air mattress. I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Real. Social media just shows you wins.
Literally, you don't see
That's
none of
it.
the bad stuff, them crying
And that's
at
what
night.
be funny because where I work at a high-end restaurant. So I see all these Instagram models is coming in there.
Are you still in Buckhead?
Mhm.
Okay.
So I see all the Instagram models, whatever, but then I see you sitting in here ordering lobster and crab cakes because you can't afford that steak.
Exactly.
So I see this, but then you getting hundreds and hundreds of likes on Instagram and this and that. You got on the new probably fake red bottoms.
Oh, first of all, stop you there. They got a place called Rent the Runway. You can rent your red bottoms. You can rent your bags. It's over in Buckhead. Go on and Google it.
See.
You can rent it for the month, for the week, for events. So all this stuff that they're seeing, they're renting this stuff.
Wow.
They don't own this stuff.
Interesting.
They're renting it.
Interesting.
Literally. And
I
I'll
learned
tell
something new
anybody.
today.
I like those kind of things, but I'll buy mine used. I was actually going to meet her to get a bag yesterday that was a used bag, but it was in great condition. I'm not paying no $17 for no bag when I can go over here and get it for $400.
Right. My homegirl was
Barely
just
used.
selling a pair of Louis Vuittons for $350. She was like, or best offer. She was like, I paid $700 for them, $350
I got my
offer.
first pair of Louis Vuittons. You know how much I sold them for?
How much?
$6 in postage stamps. I don't say postage stamps on camera.
See, I'm done with you.
Six books of them. Do you hear they was hurting my damn feet so bad? I was like, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Again, social media. She said, I got 6 and I said, meet me at the grocery store.
Okay.
Today.
Right.
Gave them right to her. You stay right here. It ain't gonna take me long to spin them.
All right.
Quick. Feet was on fire. Do you hear me?
Wasn't worth it, huh?
What? Let me tell you something. That was the worst experience of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I buy that's name brand or that has a label to it, I buy it used. And guess how I learned how to do that?
How?
My white friends.
Mm-hmm.
We're sitting here
That's what
thinking
they
that
do.
they going
Yes.
broke,
Nope.
that they taking their money and buying this expensive. No, they filed chapter 7. They filed chapter 13.
Yep.
Put their stuff in their kids' name. Go out and buy stuff on Marketplace, on eBay, and see this stuff. And they walk through this like they coming through here like they are the bum. And guess what? I do too, because I learned from them.
Yep.
Perception strikes again.
Again,
Yep.
we go on Instagram and see everybody living this life. I want this bag. I want this. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna have that same bag for half the price you
Yep.
paid for it, because I've learned how they do things.
Yep.
They don't have to have name brand shoes to go places or have this. No, ma'am, I'm not doing that. I will not. I will rock a pair of Old Navy jeans with a cute little top that I went right on over to Old Nation and got it. I'm gonna look just like them too.
Mhm.
That's like my store. I go over there all the time. And I tell anybody, like, I'm not about to be broke to look a certain way or to be a certain way. I buy quality if I like it, but just to fit in and say I have this, I'm not doing it. But if you come into my home, that's where it's gonna speak for itself.
Yeah.
I take pride in my home, my children's education. I like to be able to take my check card and get whatever I want without crossing my fingers when I swipe it. I had to learn that though, because I was once that person buying stuff because I could go in the store and say, "Oh, I'm here," and I'm looking, look at me and look at the house. No, I don't care about that stuff no more.
Yep.
I do not. I just you can't, but you have to learn. It's a process. So people see us living good. They don't know that I'm getting this stuff like I'm getting used. I go over here and buy this from this person. I even change it. I'll switch your bag for this bag. I keep it in good condition. But that's what they do, and we don't see that. We're too busy trying to show off the belts, or can't hear, or you hear I can't hear through the money. Fool. I hate that so bad. I can't hear through the money. Anytime you got to do that, you're not used to having nothing.
And that ain't
I'm
even
like,
your money.
it's
You
not
probably
even your
your real
money.
money or something.
What? You done
Your
borrowed
rent
somebody's
money. You done pulled out your...
Anytime you got to post your shoes like this. Or no, I'm not doing that. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. But my house gonna look good. My children gonna look good. It's gonna be food. I'm telling you. We traded in the Audi for a Hyundai Elantra. I got tired of spending that money in gas and on parts. $28. I roll a whole week.
Didn't you have a Tahoe?
Yes, and it's parked in my yard.
That's real.
It is. That gas is expensive. I have to drive all over the place now to teaching at different schools. It's paid for. Why you want to trade it in? That's paid for.
Exactly.
I don't want a car note. I know what that struggle is like.
Girl.
They was like, you should be having this and you should. No, I should. I'm okay with this. We got one nice car. My husband got a work car. I got me a nice work car to get me from point A to point B. But again, at one point, I wanted that kind of stuff and would do anything to get it. Now, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't care about that kind of stuff. But again, it's through learned experience. You know, right now, social media has our kids where I gotta look like this. I gotta go and buy this, and it just don't work like that. And people buying degrees. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You can buy any degree you want online.
Yeah.
Any degree you want, pay for it. I'm like, but why? Because at some point that degree it's gonna get you in there. But what you know is what's gonna keep you there. And if you don't know this stuff, trying to fit in and have a status, it's pointless.
Gonna tear you up.
Man, look here. It's
being there looking toe up.
literally.
I know people that's buying, you could pay for like check stuff, big check
Yes.
stuff to buy certain cars, and then you can't keep up with
Yes.
it. Like,
Check stubs. Getting food stamps. I done got food stamps. I done got TANF. I see people, I got all of that. I'm not ashamed. I got it. But you get it to help you get on your feet, or there's a bind. And they'll get it and get comfortable. It's cool. I'm okay with all of it. And if I get some access, I mean, it is what it is. That's all I'm saying. But people don't understand. I've had friends that have become nurses and still going there and apply. I'm like, you got people that really need this, but you're able to go down there and do it just to be able to park your, and then you living in the projects. You still living in where we live at, subsidized housing, parking a Mercedes at your apartment, you paying $52. And I was like, I don't get that mentality. But again, I had to surround myself with different people to see life in a different way, to understand. Now I look back like, y'all are some idiots. I was like, yo, this is crazy. You want to drive a nice car, but you got to go home. You might not have light, water, gas.
Summertime, you can't run the air.
At all. None of you got fans and the air conditioning in the window. It's like, man, you doing all this to look good. And You know, at the end of the day, you nothing to show for it.
Yeah, it ain't worth it.
And that's,
Nothing.
I heard that's why like the public housing around
Yes.
here, they're taking the prices up because they ride through and they see people with BMWs,
Yes.
Mercedes, and stuff out there.
In
And
the
they're like,
yard.
if you can afford that car, we're gonna take this price up. You're gonna pay more.
That's it. And they go down there crying, oh, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that.
Mhm.
You gotta work. Nobody's gonna give you anything. They don't want to work for stuff. They don't want to sweat for it. And that's even with our young black boys. It makes me so mad. Well, the white man won't let me have this. No, you won't let you have that.
Yeah.
He's gonna make it hard for you.
Yeah.
But how bad do you want it? You got to show them. So when you get it, you're gonna appreciate that corporate office job, or you starting your own business. If he won't let you do it, then you make a way.
Yeah.
You start your own. If you gotta start, like I'm in my kitchen whipping.
Yeah.
I'm online whipping, like
Yeah.
you don't. Yes,
That's why it's
this,
called.
literally, that's what I'm doing. Like in my kitchen doing this, but I still go to my job. I think about the insurance my kids have to have, 401k, retirement. This is no lie. My biological mother died. You know how much my brother and I had to split? Because she never put nothing in the system. $24. The two of us had to share that.
Matter of fact,
That's $22 a piece because she never had a job to put nothing in the system. So whenever you die, you leave these kids with nothing.
I just seen a post on Facebook with a guy with the money, him and his partners with the money, doing all this. You taking pictures like this, but you got a GoFundMe account because you got shot the other day.
Literally, a GoFundMe account. Insurance cost
Yep.
$13 a month.
Yep.
Just
real.
enough to bury you, but you leave your family with all
That is-
this burden,
That's real.
trying to put you in the grave. But you was just posting, I can't hear through the money, or this how you burning money. Like what?
Yeah.
I'm like, what about your savings account? And then they so dumb when they get into the game, they don't realize when you get in the game, you got to put something to the side. So if something happened to you, somebody got access to come and get you and take care of you.
Yep.
Don't want
Because
to.
something gonna happen.
What?
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Something gonna happen.
They don't realize that it looks good now, but if you're not investing that money and putting it into something positive, how long you think you're gonna be able to drive this car and live that life without a job and ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you?
That's real.
And then you gotta find somebody you trust that understands, look, don't worry about what I'm doing. Put this here and don't touch it.
Yeah.
Put this over here so it has no contact or no connection with me. But they don't want to learn the game. I look at social and I know this. No, that's not how it works. You gotta, cause your mama don't have no money to come and get you out of jail.
Sure don't.
Then they pull you. They take all your money. They take all your supplies. You
Yep.
come back to the streets with nothing. Then you owe somebody.
Mhm.
Like they don't understand how that process works. And then when you try to tell them, oh, you don't know. Okay, you know what? You got it.
Yep.
You got it. You go handle that.
Choosing the hard way.
Exactly. They want the hard way. I'm like, it don't work like that. You gotta, just like with us having jobs, you gotta put money up for a rainy day. At one point, I would get paid on Friday and I'm broke on Sunday.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
Like no money. And I got 2 weeks before I get another check. And I had to learn to pay myself first. Let me pay my kids in their account. Let me pay myself. But when the time came and I didn't have a job when I relocated, I had money to back up, money to fall back on just in case. But had I not gone through some things, I would have never known. Or listen to somebody older that's wiser. They don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I'm untouchable. I can't be stopped. Oh, it's always somebody better than you. And they don't understand that. That's why I'm like, you got to be able to listen to people, and then you got to be able to share your stories and share your life experiences so that you won't make the same mistake that I made. And if you do, it's because you chose to take the dumb route. I can avoid the dumb route. I'm listening. When I get around older people, I'm all ears all the time. I'm trying to hear it out, like what I need to do. How should I do this? Learning how to invest money and start, if it's just a small, that's how I learned with this.
Right.
Get something you enjoy doing so you won't get tired, you won't get burned out. So I enjoy doing it. I enjoy it because I love, skincare. I love this. And that's why, let me do this. So not just me wanting to take care of my teeth and do this, but also this revenue. All income, anything, everything helps. It may not be but $20 to somebody else, but to me,
it's consistent.
look here, let me tell you something. It's like, you get down to that bottom, then you don't I'm just spend the money that I make off this. It goes in and I buy my products. I'm paying $200 every time I get ready to get the the active charcoal. So that's $200.
Yeah.
So when I sell that, I put that back into the pot and I go and flip that. But again, I was, people go and they spend whatever they make. No, you can't do that. You have to learn how to save and flip that money to make more money.
Right.
And they don't get that.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all just don't get it.
Yeah.
You want to go blow the money. You want to go do. There's nobody there to tell them.
They don't want to learn.
They don't want to learn.
They don't want to listen.
That's
and
it.
learn.
They don't want to listen. They know everything.
Yeah.
You can't tell me, oh, okay, you got it. You handle it.
Yeah.
But sometimes, and as parents, we have to, even with our kids, we got to let them fall sometimes. Let them
Yeah.
go through the motions. While we don't want that to happen, we want to avoid that from happening.
Got to.
Sometimes we have to I'd be like, Lord Jesus
Got to.
Christ, I can just kill him.
Yep.
Got
It's
to.
like, oh, but they have to learn.
I be telling Chelsea all the time because I've gotten to this thing of reading a lot. And she's like, man, I don't like to read.
I can't read. I fall asleep when I read.
No, you got to find what you like.
That's what I tell everybody, not just her, my little cousin, them too. I was like, you like to read. Because if it's something you're into, what first thing you do is you read it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, you read every day. You just don't sit in a book and read, but you literally read something every day. Once you find something you really like, you'll read it.
I'm telling you, I read. Sometimes I will go to sleep. I got to find out what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
You get a good book like that, and if it's a series, cool. But because I'm into racism, I'm into, society and culture, I read books like Dear Martin. It was one, it's about this young black guy. He was Lady Foster accused. He was a photographer taking pictures. He was a senior in high school. White lady came by and said he was the one that robbed the baby, was in prison forever. Come to find out, the guy ended up feeling bad and turned himself in. They gave this baby the business because now he was working on his senior project for school. And our stuff like that, it makes you think about your black. And I read a book by Dick Gregory called Reading Between the Lies. Man, when I tell you, that man knows so much.
Oh, yeah.
But I did like stuff about Dr. King. He wasn't assassinated. He was shot at the hotel. He died at the hospital because he was smothered. And it was the nurse that came out and told what happened. And she had to leave from where they were. She had to leave because they know she saw it. She finally came out and told what happened. Books like Emmett Till. So I want to know the truth. Like, Rosa Parks was the first one to sit on the front of the bus.
Yep.
Like, but in our history, they try to tell us what they want us to know. No, he wasn't assassinated. They celebrate MLK Day. No, he was smothered. He would have lived if they had took him in and done what they were supposed to do. But he was. But again, you don't know that stuff until you read it. What was the other book I read? And my husband was like, man, you better start reading that stuff. It's gonna make you. No, it don't make me.
You have to
Black
be
Klansman, stuff like that. You have to read. But because I have a young black boy, I read those books so I can prepare him.
Exactly.
I want to be able to show him, hey son, be prepared for this. Our young black girls reading books, how she meet these guys that give her the world and I'll spoil you. They'll do all that in the beginning, but you gotta make them mad on purpose to see what that other monster look like. But the books I read, it tells you this stuff. Not read some good, the juicy books too. That stuff is fun. But I'm telling you, and that they always tell you, they want to kill a black person, put in a letter bomb. Because what we're not gonna do, we're not gonna read it. We're not gonna open it up. We don't like to read, and that's one of our biggest failures. Is not liking to read. But you gotta find something, that's gonna make you want to read. You got to find something.
Yeah,
She's a reader too.
Yes.
It's crazy because there was a point in time they didn't want you to read.
Yeah.
Now you can read.
Yeah, I was
read.
reading an article and it was talking about the little girl Cupcake that was killed in Birmingham. And I read an article to follow that, and it was just saying, with people like Harriet Tubman that didn't know how to read, but she found her way how to get out. But at one point, we couldn't read. We would get killed for reading.
Right.
They didn't want us to know, reading the Bible. They didn't want us to read that Bible, to read certain things, to have a better understanding. So if we got caught reading anything, we was punished for that. We was punishing for wanting to know and wanting to learn. So whenever some of us become educated and we're what they consider to be woke, they are threatened by that. This person gonna read this, so I gotta change. How can I get this information out? Now let me put it in another method. Let me put it on the internet. Yeah. If you don't like social media, let me just put this stuff on social media because they won't get on social media to look at it. Or let me put it in an article online, they won't look at that. Yeah. Or let me put it in this book, they won't read that. And that's the issue. They don't want us to read. They don't want us to know how to do certain things. So that's why I'm so particular about my son reading. Like, son, you got to read. If it's just he likes Steph Curry. Let me get you a Steph Curry book.
Yeah.
He looked, Mama. I tried to get him a black book. He was like, Mama, these people look weird in the black books. I was like, oh my God, these people look weird. So I've been trying to find books where boys look like him so he'll read it.
Yeah.
I was getting like the old MLK books and stuff like that. He was like, Mama, this the pictures of them look weird. He won't read it. Mama, they just freak me out. But I had to try to find something that he liked that would get his attention to make him read. It's just it's so important. But so much stuff that we've been mistaught about history, about life, about education. We're lost because they know we're not going to read. And then you get teachers like myself that'll come in and then expose them to it. It's like, yo, wait a minute, they're not supposed to know that. My old white students had no clue, like Tyler Perry was saying, where he's at, that's 300,000 acres. That was a white man trying to stop all these blacks. Now it's one Negro that owned that land. They was looking like, really?
Yep.
On that side, I was like, yeah.
Yep.
Like on that side of town, that's what it's supposed to be. I say, and I would show them statistics from the CDC. You have more white people that are living in poverty than black. They didn't want to believe it. I gave them the whip, look it up, and I make them do a threaded discussion on what did they get out of that article. They was like, oh my God, like this is for real.
Yeah.
They had no clue. Molestation, pedophiles, you have majority of those people are white. They're sick. They're making baby dolls that look like kids because they're trying to cut back on, white guys being in prison for molestation. Getting a doll. If I want this doll, this little girl to be 6, I want her to look like this. They can build their doll and order that doll to fix their own personal issues that they're struggling with and make them into sex dolls. They're putting it out there. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. White kids committing suicide, blowing stuff up, talking to their parents, and I show them this stuff in movies. And I was like, you don't see black movies with this because we don't play that. We have that. Oh, that's you're beating your child. No. Because if I don't do it, somebody else gonna do it. But that's not right. I said, why is it not right? You can cuss your mom out, and if you slam the door, I will kick the door off the hinges. Ain't no slamming no doors around here. If you don't answer me, know what? You're teaching your children to be slaves. Yes, ma'am. Yes or no. It's about respect. And to carry you a long way.
Further than anything else.
Yes, ma'am. Please. Thank you. Sometimes people could be so rude, but you know what? Have a good day. And they look back. They can't say nothing. What can they say back to you? You're being pleasant. You're being kind. And that's what they don't like. It's like, I could do all this to you, yet you still tell me to have a good day. And they can't say nothing.
We took the kids trick-or-treating in Buckhead. We were the only blacks out there. And they told us, your children has been the most polite children we've had come through all night.
Don't that feel good?
Right.
And that's the best feeling in the world when somebody tell you your child is so polite. That's because I ain't saying I beat him, but I whip him when he's done something wrong. I make him go back and correct, his errors. Yet they want to time out. They want to do this, but your child kill you, making bombs in the house to kill you. And you're trying to, he has an issue. Just like we talk about drugs. Our kids been on drugs and stuff all our lives. Crack has always been an issue in our culture. Well, but now because you got other kids and other cultures doing it, now it's becoming an epidemic. They need to be addressed. It's psychological issues. No, it's not.
Nope.
No.
I didn't care about it when it was just
exactly.
us.
Now it's coming into other cultures. Now it's the issue. I'm like, oh no, we're not gonna do that. But that's the issue for them now, and that's why I say I love what I teach because I get to expose them. So when I show videos, I show certain videos on purpose. I want them to see where how the meth comes out in their pores and how they look compared to these people over here, and they don't think it happens. Yes, it does. It's real life. It happens, and it's like, dang. When they saw that movie, The Hate You Give, one of them, her husband's a police officer, she just cried. She couldn't stop crying over a hairbrush. Baby didn't do anything wrong, and it was a true story. And it was just like, I cannot believe this is what really happened. They got to be able to know and see our truth and see what we have to deal with on a daily basis, whether you're, like they say, whether you're the token black or the regular black. At the end of the day, I'm still black and I'm still human like everybody else, and they don't want to accept it. So our boys have it hard. I agree with that, but we just have to address issues, attack them, whether they gonna hate you or not. That's why I said I fought that battle, but it's time that somebody step up and say something. Somebody put it out there. Somebody expose whatever it is that need to be exposed. If not, our kids will constantly deal with that cycling generational curse, of them being black, them not given the same opportunity. So you just gotta teach them, make a way, create one. If not, they just gonna be lost in the system and be another number.
That's real.
Ooh, that was a deep topic there.
Yes, it's hard.
Yes.
But yes, so I have really enjoyed it. It was
I know.
Yes.
Thank you for coming out and talking to us.
I know.
Y'all, like, when I tell you, everything she's told us is true. What the first day of class, let me tell you what Miss Daly does. First day of class, you walk into class and you sit there and everybody start, man, the teacher late. Man, we finna leave. She gets up and walks to the front of the class. She sits down like she's a student. And she sit there and listen to all the conversations, and that's how she reads her students. Yeah. And then she'll get up and go to the front and be like, hey, y'all, I'm Miss Daly. I just wanted to sit down and see what y'all had to say. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, snap. Like, she's very creative. Like,
yeah.
But you have to be able to see what they think. This class gonna be easy. I ain't dealing with this. Like, it's crazy. You'll get something that'll try you just because. I'm telling you, it's crazy, but it's always us. It's always our kind that make your job. I'm like, what is it so hard?
That much harder.
What is it so hard for you to just do your work and to be? And I tell you up front, just be real with me, and I got you. But don't miss a month of class and come in. What can I do? I'm gonna take the class over. What you want me to tell you at this point? You know, it's just that's just what it is. But I hate that about us. But again, it starts at home. The stuff that they hear and see, and you know, you meet somebody black in the classroom, and then you get some blacks. Oh, I got mine. You trying to get to where I'm at? I hate that. And I've met teachers like that. I just look at them like, really, like somebody had to help you.
Exactly.
You know, help somebody else. He never tell people say, you know, help somebody cross. His speech meant the world to me because
that was real.
Helping somebody cross is the most important thing. So I with my students and anybody I come in contact with, I'm constantly giving them my card. Hey, check this out. Check out the website. I have a life coaching business. If you need me, hit me. People email me out the blue. I'm like, yo, I wasn't even expecting this. People, their kids, like, you don't understand. I haven't had even just white people. I'm like, yo, this white person reached out to me like, you could really help my kid. My kid has come home, you know, give me your teacher's email. You know, I'm emailing you through so-and-so's email. He come home every day with a different story. And I've been trying to teach him this all his life, and he gets it now. You know, what is it that you're doing different that I need to do? And I think stop trying to sugarcoat stuff and be open and be honest. Whether you're black, white, Hispanic, or whatever, be honest. You want to talk about the birds and the bees? No, you have to talk about it. My son going into middle school. This is the body part. This is that. I ain't telling you to do anything. Don't let nobody tell you to do nothing to them. Don't be this way. Even with our girls, they start puberty at an early age. Talk to them about like sex and things like that. Because guess what? They're going to ask their friend. You know the friend don't know. They think they know. Let me tell you the right way. Let me tell you what you're supposed to do. And I teach sex education. I have a whole program, a whole system. I did that for 4 years with the help. And I was an independent contractor. I go out. I have the whole little setup. I think I posted it on my page a couple of times. I have male students. Don't know how to put condoms and stuff on. But they think they do. I said, well, you show me the dim. And I stick it on the thing. They're looking like... She brought that to yes, but this is given to me with the health department, and I want them to say, but I make it fun. But you hear the stories. Well, I don't have this. I use a Ziploc bag, or I'm like, really? I'm telling you, this is real.
It's real.
But
I can believe that.
People don't want to talk about it. The thing is, you have to sign a consent form. Parents don't want their kids to learn about these kids no more than what we think they know. They got the Rainbow Club. They got these after school programs that these kids trying stuff to be able to fit in. And they doing everything. See what the Rainbow. I'm trying to go around the bush.
So, I'm right there with
so what that is
I'm right there
so
with
you got on you have on some white jeans, and I have on red lipstick. So you put on some green, and just say somebody's have on blue. They go through this little thing, and whoever have the most colors, you know, that's like the Rainbow Queen. If you get what I'm saying. Okay. And you want to be able to get that title because you get status with that title. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I see you going.
So then in return, and it's whoever can, you know, do the most from their black book. You get what I'm saying with that?
Yeah, I see.
And they have the evidence to come back to show that. So that's part of being in that club.
See?
So they want to fit in, and because these kids are in middle school, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want them exposed. They're doing it at school in the gym. They come back, hey man, I got one, and you've got to show what's in that, you know, the evidence where you actually. So if they don't know and they're not being exposed to it, they don't know what to do.
That's real.
So I'm telling you, you got to talk to these babies about it. It's crazy, and it gets deeper than that. But because we have, you know, I can't get that deep into it. The stuff that we have to teach them, it's like, yo, these kids, even like. It might be my notes not in my car, I have a book, and to now the same STDs that they get in the vaginal opening, they get in the throat. So yeah, it has become, they have the blue waffle, and that's when you have like herpes, syphilis, gonorrhea, everything into one. So you get a young girl in 6th, 7th grade that don't know, and then she have it, and then she gets another one behind it. It builds up. So when I have to show them those demonstrations, it's like, oh my God, but you don't want to tell your mom, so you keep getting an S on top of that one. That's how it create what they call the blue waffle and things like that. So if you don't educate your kid or allow them to be in those programs, they're not going to know, well, something's not right with my body. You get yeast infections. You can't use color towels and mirrors. You can't share your perfumes, and people didn't teach us that kind of stuff in our households. You being fast if you ask a question about it, or you grown, or you being hot in the tail. No, we have to teach them. They need to know that's just life. Like, and I talk to my daughter about it all the time, to where people come talk to her, she was like, nah, that's not right. My mama know, like, that's not right. Mama, you gonna make me put this thing on here? Yeah, put it on. I'm like this.
I be telling Chess all the time. I'd rather us tell them and teach them this.
It's gonna be uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, but we know that they know that they do something dumb and stupid. I'm mad because I taught you better than that. My daughter, you come home with a baby or any STD, we gonna have some smoke, because I taught you better than that. You know what to do, how to avoid it. I don't care how in the moment you are, you always have your own. You always protect yourself by any means, and she know that. And that's just the reality of it. But like I said, that's a whole nother topic. But I got a whole kit. I go around and teach. I just did one at CTC. They was like, wow. Some of those kids in college didn't even know half the stuff. And the questions I was getting, I was like, I got to answer it. They didn't know.
That's enlightening.
Yeah, they didn't know, but somebody had to tell them. And the parents get up and say, well, I didn't want my child exposed. Did you not hear the question that they just asked me? They already exposed to cartoons. Like, our kids not even getting a chance to decide whether they want to be male or female. You got cartoons pushing it on them. You got TV shows. Let these kids be kids. Don't take that childhood from them. They got some article. They about to make a lesbian Elsa. I was like, well, why? You got a school right there in Midtown, the Rainbow Academy, for a child that's confused. How you confused in kindergarten to 5th to 6th grade? Which confused about what? You ain't having even no experience, nothing to be confused about anything.
We was talking about that the other day.
I'm like, yo, but again, society, they want everybody to be accepted. They want to push everything on everybody. So we have to protect our kids. We have to protect, their well-being, their surroundings, because people will do certain things that will kind of push them into, to kind of to sway that way. And it's not that, they don't have a father figure. No, daddy doing his job, but who outside the household got a hold to this child?
It's real.
This child needs to know what to expect in the do's and the don'ts of being touched inappropriately by their uncles, by their aunts, whether it's a little boy or a little girl, because little boys they're going through it too. It's sad to say, but they are. But they babysitters, cousins keeping them. Look at R. Kelly, his own sister. So we have to tell them. We have to talk about it, because they're not they monsters. We create monsters. So just that. So that's all. Again, that's a whole nother topic. Y'all would be surprised, but we're gonna get on crazy.
That topic another time.
It's crazy.
That's one thing I had a conversation with Kenzie about. What she say? It's about something. I'm scared of the monsters under my bed at an early age. I was like, let me tell you something. Those monsters that you normally see, you may be seeing, real monsters look just like me and you.
Literally. Yep, literally walking around every day in flesh, and you have no clue.
You have no clue whatsoever.
No, that's why I'm always that person watching. I watch family members. I watch friends. I watch how you watch my kids. My husband's like, you always so proud. Yeah, you go with that. I'm like, I'm
you
watching.
You
have to watch. You have to look. If not, I'm telling you, you creating a disaster if you're not in tune. And I watch other people's kids. And we somewhere playing. I watch how they look. I was at the mall. Some little girls came in, had a gymnastics competition. Had the cute little bitty shorts on and a shirt, and it was a guy sitting there, and he was having the time of his life. And the mother and me, I was like, go tell that lady to have those little girls to sit down. And I said, excuse me, first, do you mind if I have a seat next to us? I just need to share something with you. She goes, oh, go ahead. I say, the little girls are getting up. I said, the guy that's behind me, he's watching them. I said, it's making me feel uncomfortable. So she kind of looked, she goes, oh my God, I didn't even realize it. So she had all the little girls to come and sit down. She went to the Chick-fil-A at Town Center and got their food. She said, thank you so much. And these babies was just in their little gymnastics outfits, being innocent little girls getting their food. And this man was like, you could see him there like just with these babies. And when I showed her, I guess it was the male trainer, he wanted to go over there, but he couldn't because he had all these girls with him. It was their competition. It was some of the moms. And once she told them what was going on, and I think he kind of felt what was happening, he got up and he left. And that's when they contacted mall security. Because I was watching him. I was like, yo, this is not cool. And I started seeing what he was doing. I was like, oh, And I had to go over and say something. I couldn't sit there knowing and walk off like it's not my kid. I can't do that. Because of the things that I experienced, it just puts me on alert. I'm all the time watching. And I'm watching other kids. And I'm in public places all the time.
It happens. When I worked, it was years ago, I worked off North Druid Hills, and I had a guy that he only would let me take care of him. But once I got wind of it, I let the managers know, and they were like, oh no. And then they was like, you're gonna have a male server. And he was like, he didn't want a male server. He stopped coming. And we were like, that was so weird. But at first, I didn't know. I just thought it was like he just me to be a server,
And people will tip you. They really nice. Oh, she's a nice tip. I want because there's people when I go certain places, is so and so here. Yeah. But I laugh and joke with them. But I know when it's an uncomfortable situation. But it's always us together. You know when it's an uncomfortable situation. But everybody don't have that instinct to be able to pick up on certain things. And
that third eye.
Yes, because I've been through certain things, I have that third eye to pick up on stuff like that. And you have to have that in today's society. Anywhere you go, even when you have kids, you have to. When you have little girls, you got to have like a fourth and fifth eye. Like, oh my God! So it happens.
Yeah. Woo. We're gonna get into that another time.
Yes.
We're gonna get a card because I'm gonna post a card at the end of the video and all that. Go ahead and tell everybody your social medias. And
my social media is KBK_Keisha. That's how you reach me on social media for anything. I try to keep my Facebook and my other Instagram that's my personal life. So I don't even use anything real on there. It's my real names for personal reasons. If you have a real job, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You can't mix the two. So it is KBK_Keisha, and that's on Instagram. That's KBK_KESHIA. That's how you can reach me. And I'll give her my card for my my blog. It's dailydecisionsofmystory.org. Again, it's dailydecisionsofmystory.org. Go on there and read it. Subscribe to it. I'm very interactive with my clients, with my subscribers. You will have a great time, but it's also a learning experience, and I promise you will enjoy it. And you can always connect with me. My email will be posted as well, and that's triciadaily80@hotmail.com. So those 3 ways to get in touch with me. Again, I'm always reachable. My phone is my lifeline. My husband said I'd probably take my phone over him, but that's how I conduct everything with everybody. So that's how you reach me, and thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, and until next time, you have just tuned into